Very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Man, we're trying to get this thing started, and Coach Cornford and I are just so full of football, so ready to go, because it is the kickoff of our first football game of the 2021 season for the Kern High School District. You are watching the Kern High Network. I'm Vance Palm, joined by the aforementioned head coach Rich Cornford, and boy, we have a ton of stuff to go over tonight. The Centennial Golden Hawks welcoming in the Rangers tonight of Redwood, and it's going to be a great football game. Great to have football in late August, the kind of normal time we're supposed to be having football. We're all back, and boy, Coach, I've got to tell you, there is a buzz tonight. It is electric here. I know that's such a cliche word for broadcasters to use, but the amalgamation of not being here for so long and everybody getting back to school, and just a fantastic evening. Let's bring in Rich Cornford.
Yeah, it gives me chills looking at the student section here, and these kids are eager to cheer. Redwood hasn't played in 2 years. They did not have a spring season like we had here. So I'm sure they're very eager. And Centennial's got a ton of starters coming back. They're real excited about this year. Richard Sterrett says, he's got a couple guys he thinks will be playing on Saturday someday.
Coach, we were here last week as a technical run-through, myself, you, Kenny, Calvin, Kevin Willie tonight, by the way, our director, producer, and Julian, and just being back last week as a technical run-through was exciting enough, and a scrimmage that the Golden Hawks had with the Ridgeview Wolfpack. But now much different. Everybody's here. The cheerleaders last week were all sitting down in front with their jeans and their T-shirts on. Now they're ever present. The choir sings the national anthem. The band is getting ready for a halftime show. It's the real deal now, and what I think the best course of action will be tonight for you and I is maybe not go too far back in the history books about the Golden Hawks record and Redwood's record. Redwood didn't play, as you said, in the spring. Golden Hawks haven't had a full squad until the previous fall, so it's almost like as two guys on the mic tonight, we'll just kind of start from scratch with this football game tonight. How's that sound?
That sounds great.
Last week at the scrimmage, it was a southpaw just slinging it for the Golden Hawks. But I don't know that that's going to be the starting quarterback for Centennial. We'll get to that here in a few minutes because Redwood's going to receive, so they'll have the ball first, and we'll get to see that vaunted Centennial defense that we saw even last week in the scrimmage. We saw that heralded annual Centennial linebacker push.
Yeah, you see a lot of great linebacker play from the Golden Hawks. They lost some linebackers this last year, but they got Justin Visier back. He's 5'11", 220. He's a 3-year starter, so that's a great guy to anchor your defense with. He'll be number 55 out there, so look for him being in on plenty of the action.
You also know it's the real deal tonight because the officials wearing long pants. Always nice in scrimmages in the summer to see them in shorts, and them also getting their groove together and getting that rolling. But here we go, everybody. The Kern High Network so pleased to present to you live exclusive action of high school student athletes tonight. It's football. The Centennial Golden Hawks welcoming in the Redwood Rangers. Centennial in all red from top to bottom of the gold helmets. The Rangers blue bottoms, white jerseys, blue helmets. And it's a wobbly kick, and it's taken at the 25-yard line. It's taken by Colby Howard. Howard gets some good position, about 40-yard line. So how does Redwood play in your past, whether as a coach for 3 teams here or playing?
Well, they're going to be awful good. They're coached extremely well by Kevin Sharton. This is his second year there, I believe. He won the league the last time they actually had a season, but he really made a name for himself at Dinuba, where he won 2 Valley championships.
Break out the 40-yard line. Quarterback for the Rangers. And how about that? The first play of the season. We see flags. You got to be kidding me. Well, it happens. The quarterback, by the way, is Francisco Alvarez. He's a junior, 5'10", 150 pounds. Well, he's at least behind center now. It looks like that Golden Hawk defense chomping at the bit. They want to get after it.
Oh, yeah, ready to go. Again, early in this season, it's not necessarily about how much you do well. It's how much you do poorly.
Alvarez quickly out here to the near side, caught by Ibarra. Ashton Ibarra gets across midfield, gets to about the 48-yard line. So nice start, really nice start.
Yeah, and Redwood's got a couple receivers with some pretty good length to them. Kevin Mana, who Ashton Ibarra just caught that. He's 6'2". On the other side, they've got Christian Daniel, who's 6'3".
Very quickly, another 1st and 10 for the Rangers. They're in the 48-yard line inside Golden Hawk territory. Alvarez behind center. This time they're going to stay on the ground. It's a run to the left side. Oh, a nice gain. And that's taken by Carson Everett. Carson Everett making noise.
And running out of the I formation. You don't see that a whole lot this year. But I know Sharton was a running back in high school. In fact, he played with our man Stan Green. He was a senior when Stan was a junior quarterback for the Redwood Rangers.
Back in that film was black and white.
Yeah, and it didn't come on a DVD or a CD.
Oh, I know Stan's watching because we are one of 2 games tonight, so having a little fun with the boss. How about this? 2nd and 3. Ball at the 42-yard line. Again, I formation for quarterback Alvarez. First man through is the one that gets the handoff. Oh, helmet's popping off as Evan Gailey on the carry.
Yeah. So that was Justin Versier's linebacker I was telling you about. That was his helmet that popped off. So they're going to have to go with a substitute. Looks like it was Simon Sanchez coming in for him. But very good start from Redwood. They had good field position. They've thrown the ball a little bit, run the ball a little bit, established some balance early on.
Boy, big offensive line, Coach. That is a big, tall offensive line. And 3 up front for the Golden Hawks. 1st and 10 at Centennial 39-yard line. In motion, Christian Daniel. Christian Daniel stands 6'3". They go up the middle and nothing doing there. And a nice stop for the Golden Hawks and a chance for this crowd to start getting the noise going.
Yeah, something to cheer about for Centennial there. You know, we always stress as a defensive coordinator, win first down. What that means is keep them to 2 yards or less. So now they've got them in 2nd and long, 2nd and 11 here. That's a great situation to call your defense from.
Just underway, Vance Palm, Rich Cornford, Kevin Willie. We're at Centennial High School. This is the Kern High Network's live exclusive coverage of high school athletics. Tonight, football. Centennial hosting Redwood. First quarter action. First drive of the evening. Alvarez has in motion Colby Howard. They throw quickly out to the far side, taken by Ibarra. Ibarra's already had one good catch. How about this catch? And some yards afterwards. Gets knocked out of bounds at the 20-yard line, and that Redwood crowd traveled pretty well, and they're making noise.
Boy, the dangerous receivers don't always have to beat you deep. You know, Centennial's giving them a lot of respect. That was Ashton Ibarra. That's his 2nd catch already. Again, he's 6'2". So they got length, they got speed out there. Centennial's giving them a pretty good cushion, and Redwood taking advantage of it.
Man, he had a nice move, too. He just had one jab to the left, and off he goes. So, well, if you're Redwood, you haven't played in a year. You come down to Bakersfield. Anybody in Bakersfield's tough, let alone Centennial. And your first drive is starting to show some promise. 1st and 10, under 9 minutes to go in this first quarter. Ball is on the 20-yard line exactly. Now, of all things, he goes to the shotgun. Alvarez stands at his own at the 25 of Centennial. Drops straight back, screenplay. Is it? In trouble. Oh, he timed it so perfectly. He waited so long that it worked magically, and it ends up in the hands of Carson Everett. Boy, you're talking about Alvarez waiting to the absolute last second to get rid of that football.
Boy, and on a screen pass, that's exactly what you want to do. And Alvarez is off to a great start. He hasn't had to throw the ball down the field yet. So we don't know how strong his arm is, but they're calling a great game right now on the Redwood sideline.
I think everybody over here on the Centennial side is thinking we've got a sack. We're going to get him. And all he did was just basically decoy him in. He's got Marcus Garvey Correa back there as the fullback, halfback, standing about 8 yards behind him. Looks like Centennial is going to bring people. They do give it to Carson Everett again. Everett brought down to about the 8-yard line. So the Redwood offense really looking crisp. Got a good flow to it, cadence, the rhythm.
Yeah, and they go a little bit of old school here. You know, they're huddling up, they're running some I formation, but they still have the ability to jump into the shotgun, and that's very tough as a coordinator to work against when they can do a bunch of things.
1st and goal, 9-yard line. Again, I formation, the big fella right up front, Garvey Correa, big guy, and he leads the way again for a touchdown run by Carson Everett. So you've got Marcus Garvey Correa, 6'2", 225, the fullback. He opens up these big gaps for the senior Carson Everett, and it did not take long with 7:59 on the scoreboard as far as the time. The Rangers are in.
And we're going to see a lot more of Garvey Correa on defense. When I was looking, doing a little research, he's the one returning starter that was a sophomore that got playing time, and he led the team in tackles as a sophomore. So, kid's a stud.
And he's a senior. Here's the first PAT. Flags fly on the PAT. So we'll see what this is going to be.
Flag on the play.
Looks like they're going to redo it. Here's the Golden Hawks head back to their defensive huddle.
And for those of you with keen ears, with audible senses, you already recognize the 2021 voice of the Centennial Golden Hawks is none other than the public address announcer for Bakersfield College, our very own Carl Bryan. I feel like it's Saturday night up here, Rich.
Yeah, I've been on the opposite sideline, heard that voice a million times.
Okay, this could play out in some storyline tonight. Gavin House will now make it a 30-yarder for the PAT. Snap, the hold, and how foolish I am.
And the kick is good.
He booted that a long, long way. So, first drive of the evening for the Redwood Rangers, near picture perfect.
Yeah, you couldn't draw it up any better. You know, I mean, sure, you'd love to get home runs, but that was a bunch of singles and doubles and great execution. I don't think they dropped a pass. They didn't have a penalty on them. So for the first drive of the year, that's A+.
So
home games will be on the 10th of September against St. Joseph's.
we'll see how the Golden Hawks respond. Head coach Richard Sterrett here in the SWIL. And by the way, the Rangers of Redwood are in the Westfield Yosemite League. And Coach Sterrett comes into a program with a ton of history. I remember calling games back in the mid-2000s, and Centennial was just an unbelievably difficult team to come in and play. And then you get into the later years, you've got Cody Kessler at quarterback. I mean, this is a school with a ton of history, and Coach Sterrett, the right man for the job.
Yes, he is. You know, Jan Stubbe kind of opened up this program, and they went like 32-0 in the SWL to start with. Guess who gave them their first loss, though?
Dr. Rich Cornford.
That's me. Yep, I'll take credit for that one. Well, actually, Princeton McCarty ran back a long one for a touchdown. He deserves the credit, but it was a heck of a game. We had some real wars here on this field.
Hey, last week I saw you stop and talk to young Stubbe. Did he bring it up like, hey, dude? You snapped the streak.
He was on my coaching staff by that time. So if you can't beat him, you know, get him to join you.
In a quiet time, I'm sure Jan came up and give you a big hug. Here we go. Kickoff. The Redwoods, after a great drive and a touchdown, high kick to be taken at the 12-yard line, and it's taken by Estrada. Estrada looks to get upfield, a nice elbow, gets up to about the 31-yard line, so not a bad start for the Golden Hawks. Again, can't stress enough how fantastic it feels to be out here tonight. And this isn't that blistering August heat. It's a nice evening, but way more importantly is a big crowd, and they're still filling in. That parking lot's getting filled up. Kevin Willie to my left, Rich Cornford to my right. I'm Vance Palm, and now we're going to see the Centennial offense.
Yeah, and if I was Redwood, I would not kick it to Noe Estrada. In a short season, he had a punt return and a kickoff return for touchdowns last year, so he is really dangerous.
Quarterback for the Golden Hawks is number 8. He'll throw right away, and it goes through the hands of Jackson Santiago. And the quarterback is Levi Manning, Coach.
Yeah, and Jackson Santiago is just a sophomore. We talked about him a little bit last week with the scrimmage. He got a great bloodline. His dad, Hernan, was a star at Arvin, went on and played at University of Washington.
Excuse me, where was he a star?
Arvin.
Thank you.
Some great football teams back in the Chamberlain era there.
The Garden in the Sun. The runaway train, Hernan Santiago.
We have an official's timeout.
Great football player, basketball player, baseball player, longtime coach of the Centennial Golden Hawk basketball team, and now his sophomore son is going to make some noise. Big kid.
He is a big kid.
Again, Levi Manning, senior quarterback. That's a name that is synonymous with Kern County football. 2nd and 5. Should be 1st and 5, no?
Well, they had the incompletion on first down.
Oh, right. Oh, how about strong run right there. Flag right in the middle of the field, though, right between the hash marks.
But it should be 2nd and 5. It says 2nd and 6 right now. They missed a step there.
Flags fly. Looks like Centennial walking backwards in between the hash marks on a strong run. Looks like a holding call, and it is. Carl Bryan confirms that. So the last thing you want after a team really puts it together well on their first drive is to have any kind of miscues. You want to at least answer with, execution.
Right. We've already seen a drop and now a penalty here offensively. So not quite the start that Centennial wanted, but they still got a couple downs to get a first here.
Jackson McDonald, the running back on the left hip of Levi Manning. They go inside with it. It's a nice play. How about this? A beautiful run, and they put it in the hands of Tristan Flores. And Flores picks up 13 yards, and it's going to be 3rd and manageable.
Boy, that was a great cut. That play was designed to go outside, a fly sweep. He put the left foot in the ground and cut back there. Got good yardage. Now they're in convertible 3rd down situation. You can run or throw the ball here.
They're going to say 3rd and 4. You're right, Coach. That just changed the whole complexion of that run. Looked like he might be swallowed up out there on the outside. He knew better. In motion this time. It's Tyler Routh. They stay on the ground. He's going to have to work hard to get the first, and he does. What a nice run by Jackson McDonald. So here come the Golden Hawks. Oh, that's a huge first down.
That is a huge first down. And McDonald is very high on the coach's list. He believes he could be playing on Saturdays eventually. He's just a youngin', too.
Picking up the first down, 1st and 10.
The junior, Jackson McDonald, wears jersey number 3.
I have down 5'11", 185. So good size for a running back.
1st and 10, Centennial, 6-11 and counting here in this first quarter. Ball is at their own 43-yard line. Manning drops back, fires across the middle, again through the hands of one of his receivers. This time it's Tyler Routh, right through his fingertips. Yikes.
Well, and you don't expect that from Centennial because, Manning's returning. All 4 of their starting receivers are returning. We've seen a couple drop balls here.
Those were on the money. 2nd and 10.
Had nice zip on that ball, but you got to catch that. Okay, it'd be interesting to see if Centennial can establish a running game tonight, too. I know they can throw it. Can they run it?
Manning. In trouble, flushed out of the pocket. Look out. And he just gets swallowed up and thrown to the ground by the gentleman you said, Marcus Garvey Correa. Big loss.
Yeah, that guy is a beast. He had 80 tackles as a sophomore. Didn't get to play last year, so he's got a lot of pent-up frustration. Looked like Bobby Boucher out there running that number 9, getting after the quarterback.
And you talked about it right before the snap. Will they be able to establish the running game, the Golden Hawks? I don't know that we'll find out on this play. 3rd and 18. Now, Jonathan Boyd back there next to Levi Manning. He's got receivers split out all the way across the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 18. Redwood, 4 up front, maybe more. They do bring 5. Manning steps up, throws. He's got a man wide open. Oh, and he's just over the fingertips of Tyler Routh. And I'll tell you what, Christopher Shin was beat. That was a touchdown.
I think you'll see Centennial come back next drive and throw deep to the widest of their receivers. They're getting man coverage out there. The cushion was only about 3 or 4 yards, even though it was 3rd and long. And they took advantage of it. Had him open by, 8, 9 yards?
Correction, it was Tyler Thimple. Thimple was the intended receiver, another senior wide receiver that Coach talks about. So, oh, my goodness, I thought I saw number 7. That's number 2, Tyler Thimple, and that was a beauty. So here comes the punt. And the first punt of the season, not a bad one. It'll be 1st and 10 at about the 34-yard line. Let's bring in our director and our producer, the West High Viking himself, who also has been a big part of the Kern High Network, hosting entirely on his own, camera and microphone, the Stockdale Marching Extravaganza. Kevin Willie, good evening, buddy.
Hey, good evening, good afternoon.
How's it going?
That's going pretty well. Band just started playing in my ear over
on
here.
On cue,
so.
Brother, on cue. The great musician, Kevin Willie, and good to have you here. Everything going fine for you over here? Audio?
Yeah,
good?
everything's going good.
K-Dub, good to have you, buddy. 1st and 10, 5:03. More from K-Dub in a bit. He has been here since the very, very first night. He actually pushed enter on the computer to start our very, very first. Fumble! Ball's on the ground! Fumble!
Boy, that could be a huge break, but Redwood got it.
Oh, my goodness. My goodness.
All right, so they are human offensively. That's the first mistake we've seen them make.
That would have been massive for Centennial, but instead it's 2nd and 9. They gained a yard, as they do in football. That ball has such funky bounces. You can do something like that and gain a yard. 2nd and 9. Be interesting to see what Coach Sharton comes up with now with this little bit of discombobulation there. I formation again. It's Francisco Alvarez behind center. Looks like Golden Hawks want to bring it. Bootleg to the left. Alvarez has a ton of room. Will he throw? Will he run? And it's an errant pass over the hands of Colby Howard. Boy, I thought he had a lot of real estate there.
He did have a lot of real estate, but he's a quarterback. He wants to throw the ball. You know, going to the left, you really got to turn your shoulders and get your weight going downhill. He didn't quite do that. That led to an errant throw.
Speaking of running to your left and throwing across your body, on this field, Cody Kessler was amongst the very best. He would bootleg left all the time and throw across his body. Loved it.
I still have nightmares of that. Oh, he threw a ball that I just did not think was possible to be thrown against us one time, and we got him his junior year though.
I love Coach Cornford, man. You coaches in your memories. It's pretty amazing. How about this? 3rd and 9. Another bootleg. Looks like it's going to go back to the other side. It is caught out there by Howard. Can Howard get the first down? Oh, big hit. A huge hit out there by Trenton Hernandez. Woo.
Yeah, that was a huge stop because he had a head of momentum going there and got stopped cold. So Redwood most likely will punt in this situation. You know, and again, I think we've seen the strength of the Redwood passing game is going to be the short stuff, the screen passes and the little quick throws.
Boy, what a big hit. That was huge.
Yeah, Trenton Hernandez, he can bring the lumber, as you know, most guys from Centennial can. So here we go again. Noe Estrada, look out for him. He's very dangerous as a returner. I don't know if Redwood knows that yet.
Gavin House standing at his own 25, a perfect deep snap. Not a bad punt, and Estrada has her. Oh, and he drops the football. Look out, it's a battle for it now. Will he get it? Does he have it? Everybody's jumping on it. And there's 5 or 6 Rangers and only 1 Golden Hawk. Oh, and the 1 Golden Hawk gets it. Wow. And here we were expecting something awfully special right there by Estrada, but uh-oh.
He's down on the field right now, too, so that's a scary situation.
Oh, no.
Officials timeout for an injured player.
Yeah, that ball was sailing on him, and he tried to make an over-the-shoulder catch there and didn't quite come up with it.
And it seemed as if they were going to cocoon him. Had he caught it, he might have just been able to just jet right up the middle of the field. It looks like he's up. He's going to be okay. That's good. Just took a well, he probably lost some air because he had 5 guys jump on that football. But Centennial keeps possession, but boy, they hold him over here, and then they've got their superstar back there, and decent field coverage. Even if he just fair catches it, it's decent, and if he got 15, 20 yards, it'd be a great start, but instead, as fate would have it, 1st and 10 from the 12-yard line, 11-yard line, they're saying. 3:15 in this first quarter. You're watching the Kern High Network's live exclusive coverage of high school athletics here. The Kern High School District so excited to have everybody back in the groove. 1st and 10. Levi Manning in the shotgun. Heels on the 5-yard line. He sends out in motion Tyler Ralph. Now Ralph comes back. They give it to him around the end. Do we have some blocking? Oh, goodness. A huge hit by who else? The punter kicker, Gavin House, and he brought the house. I couldn't resist.
That was made for that one. Yeah, great job of support from the safety position. When you got safeties that can come up and make plays at or near the line of scrimmage, that's a good football team.
2 yards.
What a hit.
2nd and 8.
So Redwood's adjusted and put their safeties out wide a little bit, but you still might have a one-on-one here down below with Santiago.
Manning tries to get the hard count, almost got it. Now he slows things down, very deliberate, drops straight back. They only bring 4. He throws, has a man open, floats it up there, and again, just over the shoulder of Jackson Santiago. So Coach Sterrett going for some
3rd and 8.
knockout punches early.
Well, that's what we were talking about. They're kind of giving them that. And you see the size mismatch there. You know, Santiago's about 6'3". They just the corner, he's 5'7". So you got 7 inches there on the guy. If they give it to you, you go for it again.
Golden Hawks do not huddle. Play calls come in. Rangers satisfied with just bringing 4. No, they decide to bring 5, and they come right at him. Manning gets out of the pocket, looking for some room. Better cover that football up, and he goes down at the 20-yard line. And Manning's been banged up a little bit. So I know all eyeballs are on Levi Manning. He's been taking some shots.
He was their leading rusher last season as well as passer. So he can run the ball, and he's very dangerous doing it. He does need to tuck that thing away a little bit better.
Oh, he needed 2 more yards to extend this drive, and the closeout was quick enough to keep him from getting it. So it's 4th and 2, under 2 minutes to go here in this first quarter. So they're going to have to punt this football again, and the deep man for the Rangers stands pretty much at midfield. Another perfect snap. Not a bad punt whatsoever. And McDonald wants to take it, and he is wrapped up for a second. Now he breaks it, but a big hit at the 45-yard line, and he's finally brought down by, and that was a big hit. Let me get that number. Oh, good. Mason DeLeon. Mason DeLeon with a big hit.
Well, you mentioned the deep snapper. That's Wyatt Freeman. He's also their center. He's one of the top-rated deep snappers in the nation.
It goes without saying. He just put that thing on the money, man.
Yeah, you caught that early on there. You know, and this has been a town. We got Cole Mazza playing for the Chargers right now that has produced some really good specialists.
My nephew Cooper Dameron was a nice deep snapper. He got that from his dad, Paul Dameron, and his uncle Brent Dameron. So I kind of watched those deep snappers.
It sure is nice when you've got one.
Yep. Here we go. Behind the line of scrimmage is Francisco Alvarez, right behind the QB, and they're going to run it, and this time they get it to the outside with Everett. Everett's already had a nice first quarter, and he ran laterally. I don't know if he got a yard for all that work. Nice job by the Centennial defense.
That was Santiago coming up from his safety position. So both sides have got safeties that can make plays at the line of scrimmage.
It just tells me that the athletes, the ones that have it all, are going to be the ones having to make some big plays tonight.
So we're seeing Santiago's just a sophomore, but starting both ways for the Golden Hawks. Kid like that makes a coach look real smart.
Under a minute here, 2nd and 10 in this first quarter. Christian Daniel, the tall receiver, comes into a tight formation. Again, they keep it on the ground, and this nice job by this offensive line. They just keep their feet moving, they keep grinding, and they keep picking up yardage on every play. Not that much, only about 2 yards there. It's going to be 3rd and 7.
Yeah, Carson Everett, the running back, very patient back there. You know, waits for his blocks to develop, and that is a really good-looking offensive line. They passed the eye test, that's for sure.
You're right. They're tall, but they're stout. You know, they don't look sluggish, that's for sure. Okay, another big 3rd down here. Don't know if they'll get it off. Will he try to? 8 seconds, 7 seconds. We'll see. Looks like he may. Oh, movement, and they have a penalty right before the end of the first quarter. I was thinking they may just kind of wait it out and take a breather, but no. How about this to end the first quarter?
Procedure penalty against Redwood.
So they get it moved back to a 3rd and 7.
3rd and 12.
Sorry, 3rd and 12, my bad.
So that ends the quarter because the clock will run after
Exactly.
that particular penalty.
That is the end of the first quarter.
If I'm the defensive coordinator for Centennial, I'm telling them, watch the screen, watch the draw here. We haven't seen Redwood really go down the field with straight drop back yet, but they've been killing Centennial with screens and quick passes.
We want to thank Centennial High School for welcoming us in 2 weeks in a row now. Principal Matt Gwynn. Matt, hope to see you tonight. Hope to bump into you. Thank you so much. The assistant principal, Carrie Palacios. Assistant principal, Chris Sanchez. The dean, aforementioned already tonight, Jacob Stubbe. Athletics director, the incomparable, legendary Tom Haskell. And, of course, the activities director, Jana Chapman. I also want to thank Stan Green, and everyone at the Kern High School District, all the superintendents, and our sponsors at Valley Strong Credit Union for allowing us to put on events like this for our community. We really appreciate the hospitality, and it's just so great to be out doing this again. Just an absolute blast. Here we go. Start of the second quarter, 3rd and 12. Now you have the Redwood Rangers going left to right.
First time Redwood's been in a 3rd and long situation.
Alvarez throws out here to the near side, broken up, no flags. Nice pressure out there, some great pressure by Kevin Mauna. Kevin Moana. He's a senior linebacker, wears number 1. Kevin got in there very quickly and put some pressure on Alvarez. So Golden Hawks going to get this football back, Coach.
So Centennial decided to go man-to-man coverage. They weren't going to get beat deep. You can tighten up that way, and they're going to get pressure on him so that he didn't have time to throw it down the field. Noe Estrada is back deep again. So
he's feeling okay.
Yeah.
He backed up a little, Coach. He wants some room now. He wants to make up for it. I dropped the ball last one. I'm going to create some space. I'm grabbing this ball and going. How about if Noe just went to the house right now? Well, there's the punt from house. Uh-oh, there it is. Oh, got away from. Almost got to the football before it goes into the end zone. We do have a flag right out here in front of us. I mean, literally right below us at the 44-yard line. Don't know what that is. I thought for a second Noe was going to take advantage of that really quick boot that went right at him.
Yeah, when you punt the ball with no hang time, doesn't give your guys a chance to go down the field. No, we shied away from that a little bit, probably some nerves after getting clobbered that first time down.
I thought for just a second he might grab that thing and just take off, but it looks like the penalty is...
I think they declined it. They're going to take the ball at the 20.
The officials were talking to Coach Starrett, so I figured they were giving him all the information on what to do with it. So start of the second quarter on Vance Palm, Rich Cornford, Kevin Willie to my left. And I know I've said it before, and I'm going to promise you it won't be the last time I say it. Great to be out calling high school football in Kern County in August. Coach Cornford working the phone, hopefully getting the scores. 1st and 10, Golden Hawks. Manning in the shotgun. In motion, he puts Tyler Routh going left to right. A handoff and a nice move again. Another good cut right there by Tristan Flores, and he's still on his feet. Tristan Flores won't go down.
Wow, great effort.
And, Coach, what a great start to a drive on a first down. It just kind of sets a tone for what has to happen in this football game. It's got to be a little more effort, a little bit extra effort.
Well, and you have to establish the running game, I really think. And I think Coach Starrett is trying to do that this drive.
Quick huddle-up offense. A quick no-huddle offense. They get to the line 2nd and 2. So a great opportunity here for the Golden Hawks to put together a nice drive. 2nd and 2. This time they hand it off again. It stays on the ground, and it is Jackson McDonald. McDonald thrown down. Some of the Centennial crowd thought it might be excessive, but we have a Ranger down, and it is Angel Perez, number 45, and he's down. And athletic trainer for the Golden Hawks, Donnie Kessler, is so close in proximity, gets over there super quick. Donnie Kessler, one of the all-time greats in this community. Love him, and he was there quickly. So we have a stoppage of play as Angel Perez, a senior, is down on his back. So we'll have a moment here to kind of catch our breath. Our other game tonight, Dr. Kenneth Calvin is with the immortal Rick Van Horn and Julian Wilson. They're on the campus of West High School, but it's Independence versus South. First of all, what a broadcasting crew. Kenny Calvin, Rick Van Horn, and Julian Wilson, 3 drillers. How did that happen? Anyway, they're at West High School on the campus of West, but the game is Independence South. Anything there? You got anything there yet or no?
Well, if we go to Shafter, they're playing West High in Shafter.
Okay.
Shafter 12, West 7.
Ooh.
It's at halftime over there.
Ooh.
We've got Ridgeview is 0-0 right now with Stockdale.
Okay.
I've got Frontier is up 26-12 over Arroyo Grande.
Oh.
They started early on. They don't have the smoke problem that we have over here. And then also playing in the southern section, we have BHS. They are down 37-9 at the half. You know, they're going against the Los Alamitos team with Oklahoma commit at quarterback. And if you're a quarterback that Oklahoma wants, I bet you can throw the ball pretty well.
Yeah, they somehow seem to churn out these players that get this thing called the Heisman. I haven't figured it out yet. They have got. Hey, it's good to see that Angel Perez is up, and he's this little sore ankle or something. He had a big hit at the end of the play. And so a lot of times you're going to deliver the punishment, and your ankles are the last thing you're thinking about.
Glad to see him walk off the field, though.
Rich, not lost on anybody here. It was the first down that the Golden Hawks picked up. 1st and 10. 11 minutes left to go in the half. And Manning's got nobody back there with him. The other 10 players out in front of him.
Let's see what Redwood brings.
They want to go quick. No way after all of that. After all of that, a missed assignment from the offensive line, and he is hit and he is brought down quickly by Colton Bowser.
Yeah, you know, Colton, 5'10", 255. He has a great get-off, though. He really got off the ball well there. When the quarterback's in an empty set with nobody back there with him, you're thinking pass rush all the way. Kind of gives you an advantage.
2nd and 15. Strong left side, line of scrimmage. In motion, goes Ralph. Runs right in front of Manning. Manning wants to throw across the middle, does, and it's caught for the first down. How about this? Tyler Fimple. Fimple trying to get to the corner. Will Fimple get there? He does. Touchdown, Centennial, Golden Hawks.
Wow, great executed play. Ran a slant route, beat his guy, split the safeties, took it to the house. Great execution. Manning only had to throw that ball about 15 yards, but splitting the safeties like that with that kind of speed by Fimple ends up 6 points.
The Fimple family is right down here in front of us. So they're easy to spot. They've all got their jersey and their last name on it, and they are fired up. First of all, great protection. He had exactly the amount of time he needed. Great route, perfect pass, and then the speed of Tyler Fimple. This crowd is pumped. Here comes the PAT by Helton. The snap, the hold, the kick. It's perfect. And we're tied up at 7 with under 10 to go here in the half.
Great response by Centennial. You know, their defense struggled that first drive, but since then they've forced 2 punts. So good adjustments made by the Centennial defensive coordinator, I believe is Andy Coyle over there, to get his defense to settle in there a little bit and do their job.
What a pass, what a catch. And Fimple was being hounded at his heels. He had to kick it into overdrive because one of the DBs had already had a beat on him, so he was in full stride. So Fimple had to kind of find that extra gear, put it in there, and got it to go. And for you Kern High Network fans that are going to see replays of that, I've got to tell you, it's not as easy as you think as a cameraman to catch every last second of that. And Kevin Willie, thank you, buddy. That's going to be replayed. That was sharp. Woo!
Yeah, showed good explosiveness on that.
Got Coach Starrett just keeping a calm ship. You know, they had a nice drive, ran against them on the first drive. Redwood just kind of marched it down. And some disjointedness. Things weren't going just perfectly, and saw some opportunities, couldn't capitalize on them on the outside. Then he finally said, all right, let's just go right at the middle with this.
Estrada kicking off for Centennial.
Estrada with a watermelon. Okay, it's loose. Oh, and he tried to do something with it, tried to make something happen. Carson Everett, ever the running back, ever the opportunistic ball handler, tried to do something with it, but no chance. Wrapped up quickly by the Golden Hawks. Nice
that
job.
Was great squib kick by Noe Estrada. That's the second time we've seen him do it, and it just really screws up your kickoff return. You just got to hope that up guy fields it well, which he did the first time, but he struggled with it that time.
Okay. Less than 10 to go in this first half. We're tied at 7. Really nice football game here. Alvarez behind center, I formation. Hands it off, going to go to the left side. Nice running out there. That's Everett. He's just had a fantastic first half of football tonight. And as Coach Cornford just mentioned, he's a patient runner. Just waits for things to kind of evolve. Sometimes guys have that electric speed and they just want to make things happen. And, Carson's willing to let it kind of unfold in front of him.
Smart back. He understands he's got a great line in front of him. That's the old Redskin counter trey right there. One of the staples of the I formation. He's patient, let those blocks happen, hit the hole there, picked up 10 yards. If you look at Centennial's defense, you can see the adjustments that they've made, though. I think they'll have every guy within about 7 yards of the line of scrimmage here.
Coach calls it. It's happening. Everybody's packed in tight, and they stay on the ground. Oh, they give it to the man first up, and he slips and falls. That's Ty Potts. Potts loses his footing, and that'll bring up 2nd and 9.5.
So giving the fullback a little love there. That's the second time I believe he's carried the ball. A little trap play up the middle. Again, we're seeing a little bit of 1980s football here by Redwood.
Well, you've got Ty Potts at 6 foot 195, and then you've got Marcus Garvey Correa. That's 6'1", 225. So who's ever playing the fullback spot is appropriately huge. 2nd and 9. Oh, a hard count, and what a smart call by Kevin Sharton. He's got these Golden Hawks really starting to be aggressive, and they're wanting to make some impactful plays up in the front, and he could sense it and he could see it. Or it was Francisco Alvarez, the quarterback, that just said, "Man, these guys are honest. Let me slow them down a second."
Yeah, one of the advantages the offense has is they control when the ball gets put into play, and if you use that to your advantage, you can get free yards like they just did.
When it's your team on offense, you absolutely love it. When it's your team on defense, it just drives you absolutely bananas. Now all of a sudden it's 2nd and 4. They stay on the ground. It's Everett. Everett again picks up a first down. And by the way, he's 5'9", 170, so he's not huge. And boy, does it sure show how quick and shifty he is that low to the ground.
Yeah, and that was a power play, again, to the right side. I think Redwood enjoys running the ball to their right side, probably their strength, as it is for a lot of teams. But they're getting very positive yardage when they're giving it to the tailback and going to the right.
The official finally threw the tee off the field. That's good. Under 8 to go here in this first half. In motion, Colby Howard, big fella. They stay on the ground now. Again, it's Everett, and I think now you're seeing Coach Sharton realizing, that's a big, strong run. Big hit at the end. It was a nice hit at the end by Jackson McDonald. Flags and whistles, but, man, that was a big, big gain by the Redwood Rangers.
Yeah, I think the left side of the line wanted a little credit, too. They've been going right. Now they go left, pick up 15, but see what this flag is. Also an update, we have Highland 7, Arvin 0 right now.
It's all right. We're all right. It is holding against Redwood.
That's a big call.
Yeah, so that long run right up along the Redwood sidelines will get brought back.
10 yards from the spot of the foul. It'll still be.
Both teams look really good for a first night of football after so long of being in the normal autumnal feeling of football.
Yeah, I think we're seeing a very high-quality football by both sides.
Under 7 to go in the half, tied at 7. Alvarez, again, on the floor. They keep it to Everett.
Carson Everett again.
Counter play to the left there. Picked up 3, going to be up 2nd and 10. Again, the Centennial secondary has tightened up quite a bit, which has taken away the quick throws by Redwood. We'll see if Redwood has the capability of throwing it over the top. We haven't seen them try that yet.
Just read my mind with a 2nd and 10 at midfield. May precipitate that exact call right now. Well, we see Christian Daniel, the 6'4 receiver, way out here right below us on the right side. I formation, though. Alvarez takes a snap, play action. It's going to be a screen play again. Can the Golden Hawks recover? And they do. Wow. They get him on the ankles. And Kevin Moana gets him. Woo.
Well, you've called his name a couple times. That was an incredible open field tackle that he made there. By the shoestring, I think.
46-yard line.
See if they hard count here on a 3rd and 4. They've got Centennial to jump off sides a couple times already. Perfect down to do it.
That's why you make the big bucks. You're thinking ahead of everybody on this. I'm telling you right now, I can see it coming. And you see the defensive staff, you see the coaching staff for the Golden Hawks reading your mind. I saw a couple guys saying, using the hand signal, stay put, stay put.
They got Marcus Garvey in at fullback.
And how about this? It might be a long touchdown run, and it is. It is a touchdown by Carson Everett. He is a speedy, speedy guy, and in he goes.
Well, when you're looking at player personnel, you got to know when Garvey's in there because he's in there for a reason, all right? He's going to knock somebody's helmet off as a lead blocker, and they used him on the power play there as the lead kick-out guy and did his job superbly. The running back shot through that hole. Big play for the Redwood Rangers.
Coach Cornford's talking about number 9, Marcus Garvey Correa. He's a beast on both sides of the line of scrimmage, and it's exactly what he did. He just created havoc out there on that left side. And when you've got Carson Everett with all that speed, with 5:21 to go in the half, the Rangers answer. Here's the PAT and some strong legs on both sides. That ball was over the back fence around the track, over by the fundraising stands. That's a big boot. 14-7.
Sure is nice when you've got a great kicker like that. Fortunate, like about 10 years ago now, we had Matt Darr at Frontier who went on and punted for the Dolphins, but he was a heck of a kicker for us too. And, he won 3 games his junior year for us with his leg.
I believe I called it. He kept pinning everybody back. Who'd you play, by the way? Who was that? Do you remember who that was? Because they had no offense. They couldn't get out of the 15, 20-yard line.
Well, for his entire senior season, he had only 2 punts returned for a total of 3 yards on the entire season. So, I mean, you talk about a weapon right there. Just incredible. And he was a heck of a good linebacker for us, too. He works for the Jamie Cole's Punting Academy now, teaching young guys how to do it.
That's the voice of Rich Cornford, legendary coach at West High School, Frontier, Ridgeview. Joined us in the booth for a couple years. Got tired of Kevin and Kenny and Van Horn. Said he couldn't do it anymore. Texted me late at night, Vance, I'm out of here. Can't stand these guys. Went back on the field, but then he missed Kevin, Rick, and Kenny. He's back with us again. Great to have him. Taken at the 5-yard line. Let's see what can happen here. Can the Golden Hawks get something happen? It's taken by Noe Estrada, and Estrada gets it up to about the 22-yard line. So a real important drive right now for Richard Sterrett and his Centennial Golden Hawks. 5:13 left.
I think it was that car ride up to Kern Valley that one time when we all stuffed in the same car that did it to him. I think he had to take a break after that.
It must have been where he texted me from that night. He says, I'm out.
Do they have self-service at Kern Valley? With 5 minutes to go with their style of offense, it won't change the play calling one bit here. Everything in his offense is in his repertoire right now. Again, I'd like to see him establish that running game, but I threw a great touchdown pass last play.
Chew up some of this clock. Strong run again by Flores. He gets the most out of each carry, picks up a few yards.
I think that they're very aware that Marcus Garvey Correa is patrolling the field in the middle, and that's why a lot of the runs we've seen have been those fly sweeps out wide.
Number 9 out there roaming around in that white jersey. That's who's garnered a lot of attention so far. He is right in the middle of the football field, and he's 6'2", 230. 2nd and 7. Opportunity to throw again. How about this? He gets out of there, switches hands. Will he get out of bounds? Does he get out of bounds? And Manning does. And 4:24 remaining here in this first half. Levi Manning picks up a first down. So great job of knowing your surroundings. Got out there, and he just went right for the number. He knew where he had to be.
So looking out there, looks like Gavin House, the kicker safety, he's hobbling a little bit. See if Starrett tries to attack that position.
Wow. Hard count. 1st and 10. 4 minutes exactly.
Man coverage on the bottom. They're changing the play.
Manning keeps it himself, goes up the middle. Gain of about 3 yards. It'll be 2nd and 7. We've gotten out of that danger zone back there at the 20-yard line, which is good.
Yeah, ball at the 40-yard line here. 2nd and 7, not a bad spot to be in.
Well, I sure like that point you made. Just really no reason to change the playbook. You got Jonathan Boyd on his right hip, manning the QB. Just taking his time, drops back, steps up into the pocket. Now he's flushed out again. Will he throw? He wants to. Looks like he will. Goes down. Flag very late in the play, way late, and it's back by the white hat, back in the backfield.
Yes, and that will be a hold. So, looked like there was a Redwood Ranger on the ground there with a Centennial Golden Hawk standing nearby, looking a little bit guilty.
Who do you think's guilty?
The offensive tackle.
Because it was Jacob Gonzalez, big number 99, who was sitting down right where that flag is at about the 35-yard line, and the white hat tossed it up 30 yards away from the play. Wasn't even close. Here's the call.
They are discussing it.
Personal foul. Oof.
Ouch.
On the Golden Hawks. And well, those linemen, they get after it. They get after it to the very end, and maybe just got away with something he thought, but he didn't get away with it. So you're right. Ouch, Coach. Comes back to the 25-yard line.
Anxious to see how deep the Redwood safeties will play here on 2nd and 20-plus. Looks like they're back at about 10 yards. You might be able to get one of your receivers deep if you feel like you've got a matchup.
3 minutes exactly and counting left here in the first half. The Golden Hawks trail by 7. Go ahead.
Santiago on the right here, he's a size mismatch. He's got 7 inches on that corner. Or you down below here, you got tight man.
Yeah, they sure do have the mismatch. They stay on the ground with a running play right up the middle. Strong play. Good run by Flores. And that takes them back up to the original line of scrimmage. So now it's going to be 3rd and 10. So, right around there. So about a 13-yard gain.
That's really a critical play, though, because, again, they were in almost nearly impossible position to get a first down. Now they've got a chance here. And they could even go for it on 4th if they get close with the clock where it is right now.
Wow, big gain. And 2:14 and counting. One of the goals of this is take care of the football. Here comes maybe 5 at least, maybe 6. Looks like they're going to bring everybody at Manning. And that other 2-minute warning as far as the clock. It's not a stoppage of play, but they're looking at it.
They're going to call a timeout.
I think they are going to call a timeout. And they do. 1:53. And what I was going to say earlier is one of the goals is keep the ball out of Redwood's hand, that's for sure. You don't want to do that, so you want to take your time, make some good decisions. What are these coaches talking about right now, Coach?
Well, I think they'll probably come out, see what kind of look they get, and then call the play from there. So he's probably giving them a couple options. He's going to say, hey, if they give us this look, we're going deep. If they give us this look, maybe it's a draw play or a screen pass. Again, I think one of the reasons they let the clock run down here is you can run a play, it's 4th and 2. You snap the ball at about 1:20. If you don't get it, well, they're a little bit rushed. If you do get it, you still have time to, get to at least field goal range. So that might have been it. It's still, you hate to do that on your side of the 50. But if it's 4th and 2, I wouldn't be surprised if he went for it. But 3rd and 9 right now. So looking at your call sheet and seeing what you can dial up. And then I'm pretty sure he's going to see what Redwood gives him. He's going to try and take advantage of it.
Head coach Richard Starrett, Andy Coyle, Sean Alexander, Chad Brown, Ken Gavin, Jim Arneson, Cole Anderson, Mark Hernandez. What a staff.
Great staff. Very good staff.
Head coach Kevin Sharton over there at Redwood's done a fabulous job here on the road. First game in over a year. Here we go. 3rd and 9. Manning looks, wants to throw, got to get rid of it. I think and another flag on the play. And this one official is looking at 2 players only, 51 and 52. So the clock will stop, but Manning's just not letting go of it.
Yeah, tendency to hold on to the ball a little bit in that situation. You kind of want to let it fly. If you let it go downfield 40 yards, it gets picked. That's a pretty good punt.
Well, and as you mentioned, you've got Santiago down there. The Uber athlete is so tall. And another personal foul on the Golden Hawks. That's declined.
Penalty against Centennial.
And it's kind of a worst-case scenario right there. Clock stops. Long 4th down. And just, that's one that didn't work out.
Yeah, I think they were probably thinking if we pick up any yards, we're going to go for it on 4th down there. But in that situation, would not be wise to do it.
Okay. Santiago and his crew step off. Estrada, a low one, hits a Golden Hawk, and probably going to be down right about there at 40-yard line. So,
punt is down at the 40.
Well, great deep snap again. I don't think the punter is Division I quality.
Well, I'll tell you what, that's just, it really is kind of aggravating because after all of that, now you've got 1st and 10 with minute 16 left, and the ball's at the 44-yard line. So, in a span of, a few seconds, things have taken a turn.
Yeah, now in Redwood's perspective, they're thinking, hey, we got a couple timeouts in our pocket. I think they've got all 3 of them. We've got 56 yards to go. We got a kicker that I guarantee can make it from 45 yards.
Right.
They are in a situation where they need to probably throw the ball on about every down and get out of bounds when they do, out of bounds or first downs. But they do have plenty of time to run their offense.
Redwood has 3 timeouts. Alvarez in the shotgun to start this drive. Ball is at their 44-yard line. 14-7, they're up a touchdown. Looks to throw long, first long throw of the day, and it's picked off. Intercepted by McDonald. What can McDonald do with it? Does he stay in bounds, cut upfield, and he gets shoved out of bounds at the 32-yard line. So, Rich, to your point, the first downfield toss for Alvarez tonight, picked off, read like a book by Jackson McDonald.
Yeah, and we talked about how good a running back he is. Well, obviously he's a really good defensive back, too. That was a great job of stepping in front of the receiver, and then he just took it straight north, which is that direction. Huge play. Now, ball at the 30, 2 timeouts left, a minute to go. Now it's Centennial's ball game here.
This game is so crazy. A disappointing ending to a drive. And then just like that, the first time all evening that Alvarez spins it downfield other than a couple screens that are forward. The great play was McDonald just reading it like a book and just stepped in and took it. So here we go. 1st and 10, 65 seconds left in the half. They start on the ground with Flores. Flores stopped at the line of scrimmage, still battles and gets to the 26-yard line.
All right, Centennial's a no-huddle offense, so they're used to getting up on the ball. Let's see if they can speed it up a little bit here.
They've got 2 timeouts, 49 seconds and counting. Now it seems like the clock is just racing. Manning drops back, wants to throw, has a man wide open, and it should be a touchdown, and it's, they're going to say went out of bounds at the 2-yard line. Good call. That's a good call by the official. We both saw it. He stepped out right at the 2-yard line, so I don't see any yellow. He right at the very end, his foot stepped out. Perfect pass.
Centennial doesn't have to use their timeout here. They've got 2 left. Now they're in a great situation. They can run the ball. Ridgeview,
I'm surprised they're not calling timeout. But now you've got Manning behind center for the first time all night, and he jams it in. How about this? Touchdown, Centennial. What a turn of events. I thought for a moment Kevin Sharton might call a timeout, but he's probably thinking, hey, I've got 51. Is that 51 or 31?
I think it's 31 seconds left.
There's light bulbs out of the scoreboard. Sorry, everybody.
Wow, what a great response. We've seen Centennial with the ability to, light it up quick. A couple big plays in the passing game for them, and they're an extra point away from evening things up.
That pass play was to Tyler Ralph, and he just stepped out a foot from the end zone. So a great route, great play, great recognition by Manning. And how about this? We're tied up at 14 with a half a minute left in the half. This is some good stuff, everybody. You're watching the Kern High Network, live exclusive coverage of Kern High School District student athletes. It's football tonight. And, of course, you can expect all the great athletics and arts and entertainment all season long, all year long. I'm Vance Palm, Kevin Woolley, our director-producer to my left, Rich Cornford to my right. And here I am, sad, gloom and doom after the timeout didn't work out, and they get a penalty, and they have to punt, and it's not that great a punt, and it's 1st and 10 from the 41-yard line. Interception, 3 plays later they're in.
Yeah, we've seen Centennial living with the big plays. It's really kept them in there. They haven't really been able to sustain drives yet, but they sure are explosive when the receivers catch the ball.
You are right.
This is a great matchup. Stan did a great job of setting us up with this game because these two teams are going to be some of the top teams in the Valley.
We're speaking of Stan Green, the main man of the Kern High School District that had the vision to get this started. Kevin Woolley, myself, Kirk Boyer, and Stan Green were at your home game, Frontier, many moons ago for the first ever Kern High Network football game.
Estrada kicking off for Centennial.
And Estrada leaving no doubt.
Yeah, that's interesting because he's been squibbing the first couple. Now he puts that one in the end zone.
He's pumped, Coach. He's pumped.
Yeah, he's pumped after that touchdown. Yeah, that first game, that was exciting. That was against my old high school rivals, the Cabrillo Conquistadors, and my son scored several touchdowns in that game, ended up getting the player of the game by you.
That was a momentous night. I remember we had some heavy decision makers for the Kern High School District that were watching that in their living rooms. One of them was traveling. He was in a hotel, and he called Stan. He goes, "This is fantastic. We're watching this thing on our big screen." And Kevin Woolley was the man that made it happen. Along with Stan Green, I just was able to sit there and have some fun. I remember Stan looking over at Kevin looking at him, giving him a thumbs up. I said, "We're rolling." Hand off to Everett on the left side. Last thing you want is something to bust open here for the Golden Hawks, and it's a long first down run. It's another 13-yard pickup, Coach.
And I think we know by now what Redwood's game is and what it isn't. You know, it's not a throw down the field offense. And so this situation for them, as we already saw, they got bit by it once. So they're just going to let the clock run out here, go into halftime tied. They might hand it off one more time because with an explosive running back and a good offensive line, you never know what's going to happen.
So they do call a timeout. A lot of 14s up there. 14 seconds left. And the Golden Hawks have 14 and the Rangers have 14. We're going to have halftime, and it looks as though the Centennial Marching Band will be out there. So we'll have that for your viewing pleasure. Keep some audio on for you. And then we'll be back with the third quarter. Our compadres are over at West High School. That director-producer is Julian Wilson, and he has Ken Calvin, play-by-play, Rick Van Horn as the analyst. Anything happening over there yet? Do we have anything happening at West?
I don't see their score.
All right, let me. You know what? At halftime, let me get a hold of my main man Kenny and see what's going on.
I see let's see. BHS is down 44-12 right now to Los Alamitos. Frontier is up 40-12 versus Arroyo Grande. That's a good Southern. They're in our section now, but a really good coastal school over there, and Frontier is taking them to the woodshed.
Okay. They keep it with Everett, looking for some more yardage. And, Coach, you just talked about it. He gets out of bounds with 8 seconds. So, the Golden Hawks maybe need to kind of dial in the focus just a little bit more here because all of a sudden they're at midfield or just about midfield with 8 seconds. I know it's a long shot, but, man, you don't want to give up chunks of 13 and 14 yards.
Well, I'm trying to think where they need to get into field goal range with 8 seconds left. It's going to be close. I think their kicker could probably go from 45 to 50. But that's, I don't know, that's pretty far down the field to get to about the 30-yard line from here. So I'm guessing that they might just hand it off again. But I would play defenses if they're going to throw it deep.
Looks like they may go down on a knee here. No, they don't. They give it to Everett one more time. And he tries to cut up field, and the Golden Hawks lay some wood right there at the end of the play. A nice hit. A big hit out there by Garrett Austin, and that will do it. What a first half of football. We are loving this. Tied at 14 at Centennial Golden Hawks. You are watching Kern High Network. This is live exclusive coverage of high school student athletes here in Kern County. Nice one here. Tied at 14. The Centennial Golden Hawks welcoming in the Redwood Rangers. See you in the third quarter.
We are these fields. We are these roots. We see the beauty in the everyday, with pride from where we came. We look ahead, to the places that pull us together, to the places that we call home. A new chapter begins now. Kern Schools Federal.
We are back, and it's not the third quarter. You can hear the Boo Birds out for Centennial Golden Hawks. Apparently, there is a timeout called over on the Redwood side by the head coach when the runner went down. So when Everett went down, we assumed it was over, but allegedly the head coach, Kevin Sharton, had called a timeout right next to the official. He was standing right next to the ref and called timeout. But that official had to get over to tell the white hat, hold it. They called timeout with 1 second left. So, Coach, we're back.
All right, we're back. And ball's at the 43-yard line. And now, even though I may not throw the ball that great down the field, I do have tall receivers that can run. And so in this situation, I think I'm throwing the Hail Mary. It might get picked off, but you're going to tackle it if it does. But you just might get a score out of this. Now, if I was Centennial, I think I would rush at least 4 here to get some pressure on him so he can't really put his feet in the ground to make that. It's going to be about a 50-yard throw after his drop back.
Okay, so 2nd and 2, but that's a moot point, really. Coach Starrett was not pleased that another play was still on the docket. How about this? I formation. 2 receivers down here to the near side. Alvarez is going to go out. Now he's flushed out of the pocket. And, almost picked off. I think that should be an incomplete pass, right, Coach? You never know.
But we do not have instant replay. There's a flag down.
And the only reason I'm not going crazy right now is because I'm not sure that it was knocked out of his hands as a fumble or an incomplete pass. And Coach Starrett is livid, and so the officials now have to make a big call. And Coach, you make a great obvious point. There is no replay. So was it picked up and scored for a touchdown, or was it an incomplete pass? And the worst part about it is I don't have number 27 on my roster, who could be a halftime hero.
Wow. Real. Now, interesting, just from the Redwood perspective, you got the ball 43 yards away from the end zone with 1 second, and you play action, and then your quarterback tries to boot out. Well, not too many people are going to bite on that play action in that situation, which Centennial certainly didn't. Got a blindside shot on him. Whether it was a pass or not, it still puts your quarterback in a risky situation.
So Coach Starrett, he's livid. First they get an extra, in his mind, they got an extra play. Then his team possibly had a game-altering scoop and score touchdown. But instead of all of that, a holding call on the Golden Hawks. And so now there's one more play, the ball at the 50-yard line. Welcome back to football, everybody.
Another timeout by the Rangers here.
And Coach Sharton making.
Now, I believe it might be that they said it was a fumble, that they said it was Centennial's ball, but the hold happened after the ball was recovered.
Well, if the hold happens after the ball's recovered, it's halftime.
But you can't end on a defensive penalty.
Got it.
So now that Redwood became the defense, Or what? Well, that would be an offensive penalty. So, yeah.
Kevin, what are you laughing at?
Once they possess the ball, they become the offense. That might have been a misread there.
So even some of our faithful JV and Frost South coaches are right below us.
One more play.
And Carl Bryan says it best. One more time, one more play. So now the ball at the 50-yard line. You've got Levi Manning, and maybe he'll just heave and ho. Maybe a Hail Mary to end the half. And we've seen it all already, so why not? No time on the clock, tied at 14. So Manning's got time, want to heave it up there, throws it up. It's hanging up there, and it is,
man!
Almost caught for a touchdown. Thimple was tied around, and he had to look back to catch it, and he almost makes a heroic behind-the-back catch. And, man, oh, man, what a finish to the half. For those of you that went to the kitchen when we turned it over the first time, man, you missed a great, exciting last couple of minutes. Okay, Coach, can I say we're at half now?
I believe so.
Kevin, can I say we're at half? Okay, we're at half. 14-14, and it's been a wild one. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you in the third quarter. Centennial welcoming in the Redwood Rangers, and this is all you could ask for the first game of this fall. Back in the third quarter.
We are these fields. We are these roots. We see the beauty in the everyday, with pride from where we came. We look ahead, to the places that pull us together, to the places that we call home. A new chapter begins now. Kern Schools Federal Credit Union is now Valley Strong Credit Union. Grow your possibilities. Visit valleystrong.com/grow to learn more.
Right.
And Golden Pageantry Corps are under the direction of Matt Auska, assisted by Jamie Talafero. Additional staff includes Cody Hernandez, Jonathan Hernandez, Crispin Mendoza, and Josh Boyer. The Marching Hawks and Golden Pageantry Corps members are thrilled to be practicing and performing again and have been rehearsing daily since the start of August. In addition to performing at all home football games, This award-winning group competes throughout Central and Southern California on most weekends in October and November. You can go to the pizza booth to support the band and color guard this season. Tonight, the Marching Hawks and Golden Pageantry Corps will present the opening portion of their 2021 halftime show entitled Sautéed, which features the music of Edvard Grieg, arranged by Lou Rosen. The Marching Hawks are led by Drum Major Elizabeth Montez de Oca and Sergeant-at-Arms Jasmine Findley. Color guard captains are Brooklyn Harris, Grace French, and Kate Granger. Percussion captains are Alyssa Romero and Keith Leppard. Drum major Elizabeth Montez de Oca, is your band ready? Ladies and gentlemen, the Centennial High School Marching Hawks and Golden Pageantry Corps. Have a round of applause for the Centennial High School Marching Hawks and Golden Pageantry Corps.
It's wicked cool. It's our new aviation class. It gives kids a chance to break into the industry. There's a lot of careers in aviation. This class is a lot more than just flying planes.
We've learned so much already. We've learned how to take off. We've learned instrument flight rules. It's something everyone can do, I think.
Good. And you see, remember that horizon? Try to keep it parallel to your cockpit. After the 2-year program, they're going to be able to take the knowledge test for their private pilot exam. I am a pilot. I've been in Bakersfield for 10 years. I worked as an instructor for 6 years and then became a corporate pilot. And I'm a teacher here. We have amazing equipment. Even flight schools don't have that much equipment.
You put a class like this somewhere at North High, and it's really preparing kids to succeed because it gives them a whole new set of opportunities they never knew that they had the chance to pursue. I'm proud to say that I'm from North High School and that we have administration that's willing to put the money into offering really, really neat programs like this and preparing kids to succeed.
A lot of more hands-on activities, a lot more about woodworking and what to do, how to make a career for myself.
It's not only for guys. I am actually learning how to make cupboards and put everything together, like drawers, cabinets. It's really fun, actually.
Yeah, well, It's really amazing to see their growth over the course of a year and how they can come in with no real skill at all and leave being able to actually produce furniture and cabinetry.
Houses need cabinets, businesses. Having a pool of resources or kids that have some knowledge in the industry would be real good.
Pull down on that. Let's slide these up. Watch fingers.
It's changed a lot. What I'm seeing here is what it's going towards. The CNC equipment, computers. I could actually build cabinets out of this shop. It's state of the art. It really is.
I am constantly looking for students that have been through these programs. It's always nice to have a person that has some experience. It's a lot easier to train. I think we're fortunate in Bakersfield that the Kern High School District has invested in a program like this. I would encourage other businesses to partner up with the Kern High School District like I've done here, because this really shows you what can be done if business comes together with the Kern High School District.
This is where we're going to train the kids to actually get jobs in the industry. We're going to give them the basic tools that they need, also the skills that they need to understand where they fit into the industry.
All the animated things, because we have everything that we need in the scenes.
They are learning the principles of animation, Photoshop. They're learning how to animate in 2D and 3D. And when you swap to that shape, then you're just going to drag these over here.
The storyboard aspect of creating basically the skeleton of the story, and then just sort of directing people in my vision of what I want in the story. And it's also giving me the advantage of Mr. Pollard, since he's worked at so many companies, being able to put it in my resume and be like, this is the art direction I've received.
I was shearing my lamb for fair. I have 2 lambs.
This lamb is stubborn.
Taking care of animals is you feed them twice a day, make sure they have water, walk them, make sure they're ready for fair.
Vet science is the first year before you can actually go into animal science, and it's a lot of like
hands-on with the different animals, and you get to learn different things such as giving shots, castrating, all that fun stuff. For me, wanting to be a vet when I'm older, it prepares me. All the stuff that I'm learning in ag is definitely going to help me. I'm in ag communications. Anything that you see on the Facebook page is what we do, and pictures, and we do all the posters that are around campus, anything that just promotes ag.
Our students are all part of the FFA organization, and through that we have a chapter officer team. We do monthly chapter meetings because we're trying to get them involved outside of class so they can find something that they're interested in, and they need something that's going to hook them so that they're ready for life after high school.
In animal care, the students learn a variety of things, whether it's tools or terms. In the veterinary field, they learn about the skeletal systems, animal nutrition, the housing, how to properly care for them. They also have the opportunity in the spring to actually go work at a veterinary hospital or at an animal shelter or a grooming salon.
Animal restraint, weight and temperature, pulse, respiration, all of that I learned here.
They take a state certified test, and if they pass, they become a certified vet assistant right out of high school.
It's always hands-on, and so I think that's what really helps us, is that we're not just getting it from a textbook, we're actually doing these things, and we're actually practicing these things that we'll be doing in our future careers.
It's wicked cool. It's our new aviation class. It gives kids a chance to break into the industry. There's a lot of careers in aviation. This class is a lot more than just flying planes.
We've learned so much already. We've learned how to take off. We've learned instrument flight rules. It's something everyone can do, I think.
Good. And you see, remember that horizon? Try to keep it parallel to your cockpit. After the 2-year program, they're going to be able to take the knowledge test for their private pilot exam. I am a pilot. I've been in Bakersfield for 10 years. I worked as an instructor for 6 years and then became a corporate pilot. And I'm a teacher here. We have amazing equipment. Even flight schools don't have that much equipment.
You put a class like this somewhere at North High, and it's really preparing kids to succeed because it gives them a whole new set of opportunities they never knew that they had the chance to pursue. I'm proud to say that I'm from North High School and that we have administration that's willing to put the money into offering really, really neat programs like this and preparing kids to succeed.
Okay, everybody, welcome back. Vance Palm here alongside Rich Cornford and our director-producer, Kevin Willey. Again, we want to thank Centennial High School Principal Matt Gwynn, Assistant Principal Kerry Palacios, Assistant Principal Chris Sanchez, our Dean, Jacob Stubbe, Athletics Director Tom Haskell, and Activities Director Janet Chapman. Also, a very special thank you to Stan Green and the Kern High School District Superintendents and our sponsors at Valley Strong Credit Union for allowing us to put on events like this for our community. I texted Stan and said, what a game. He goes, yep, I'm right here watching. Sure enough, he's down there talking to the officials. And, well, it happens to be talking to officials. I don't think he's made an attempt to go talk to the officials, but Stan's down there to our right. Hi, Stan. Kevin, your thoughts on the first half? Tied 14-14. Nice start to the season, huh?
Crazy, man. Crazy.
Thank goodness you kept the camera going. We turned our mics off, but at least you caught the action.
Yeah, I had to back out of the commercial there. That was a bit wild.
Rich Cornford, your thoughts on kind of what you saw from an analyst view?
Well, we saw some big plays, really 3 big plays, led to 3/4 of the scoring. The first Redwood drive was very consistent, play by play. but then they had the long touchdown run. Centennial's had 2 passes. One led directly to a touchdown. The other one got them down to about the 1-yard line over there. So, Redwood's running game has been very consistent, very, very powerful. We'll see if Centennial can do a better job of stopping it in the second half.
Here we go. Golden Hawks will start off with the football. It's Estrada. Estrada has a little bit of room here, and big hit. Ooh, boy. Estrada thought he had more daylight than he did, and he was rudely greeted by Noe Viveros. So Noe takes down Noe.
Great job by Viveros there on special teams.
And you mentioned something to me right as we went into our halftime break to talk a little bit that with Redwood in that first drive, whenever you see a team start off a football game on an offensive set and just marches down the field, you think to yourself, all right, here we go. But they kind of went away from it at certain times.
Yeah, they did. Well, I think Centennial pretty quickly understood what Redwood was all about, that they were going to try to run the ball hard and they were going to throw short passes. So their adjustment was to bring their defensive backs up tighter. That does a great job against the short passes and helps with the run game. But when you got your safeties up close, if one breaks, it goes. And we saw about a 40 or 50-yard run by Redwood there for one of their scores.
Oh, goodness. Hit hard. The run is by Tristan Flores, but I didn't get the jersey number. I think that was Colton Bowser. I can go ahead and just be safe when I say it because he's such a hard hitter.
Yeah, interesting. I don't see Marcus Garvey Carrera in there right now for Redwood. He'd be number 9 at inside linebacker.
Pass out here, and it's caught. And what a connection to Tyler Routh.
That's the same play that they got down to the 1-yard line on earlier, that corner route, a little smash concept over there. Good job by the receiver of cutting underneath the safety.
Gain of 20 yards on the play. 1st and 10.
Man, that's a good-looking play. So all of a sudden, here come the Golden Hawks. And there's a really nice bit of running right there. Tristan Flores has got great vision. Kind of knows when he's going to get hit, knows where the guys are. Just a great job there.
Well, I think that they've seen, too, that the Marcus Garvey Carrera is missing in the middle there. And so that might be something where we see them attack the inside of this Redwood defense a little bit more than they did in the first half.
2nd and 5, just underway. Ball's just shy of midfield. And the Golden Hawks have come out swinging. Manning has a running back on each hip. Wants to throw again. Oh, and he had it just a second. Now Manning slides and goes down, and boy, he just looks great right now. He looks great.
Yeah, really smart decision there for him to slide. He picked up the first down with it. A kid like that who's so critical to their offense, he's got to be around for the season for them to really have the year that they want to have. So good job protecting his body there.
First and 10. We're just underway here in the third quarter. What a great start. Manning was going to go left the entire time. Somehow he sneaks out of a tackle and he throws it, and I don't think that'll be intentional grounding, but I thought his knee was down.
Yeah, and I think that's what they called, that his knee was down right there at their own 45-yard line. So smart play by Manning to try to get it at least in the direction of a guy, but unfortunately knee was down already.
The entire time he was looking left the whole way, but it was just really botched up. So, man, it's going to be at least 2nd and 18, 2nd and 19.
This isn't the first time we've seen Centennial in 2nd and very long. Not a situation you want to be in if you want to have a lot of success.
Looks left again, throws left again. This time just didn't have it down right, and it's incomplete. And he and Ruth have been hooking up a lot tonight, but that time Ruth slipped and the pass was below him.
All right, dangerous situation here, 3rd and long. If you try to do too much, you turn the ball over, you get sacked. You see what, you expect a lot of screens and draws sometimes on this down, but if you can get a one-on-one, I'd say go after it and throw it deep.
3rd and 18. Manning, one back with him, Drops back, has decent time, flings one out here. It's Fimple catches it. What a great pass. Tyler Fimple runs underneath it, and he beats his man, Ambrose Bueno. No bueno for Ambrose. That was a perfect pass. Flag on the play, but it seems like the Golden Hawks continue to move down the field. And it's going to be on the Rangers, and they'll decline it. And what a beautiful pass. And Fimple almost made an acrobatic touchdown catch at the end of the half, so they go right back to him.
Yeah, that's called the Mills concept, what they use there. Redwood was doing a cover 4, which basically they're man-to-man over there. The inside receiver draws that safety to him, so it opens up the entire middle of the field for the widest receiver. And that's what they almost scored on at the end of the half, and they just got him there with a big hitter here to start the third quarter.
Vintage Richard Sterrett passing attack. Now it's 1st and goal from the 10. And it is Tristan Flores battling up to about the 7 or 8 yard line. So if you're Redwood, boy, you're on your heels quickly in this second half.
Yeah, you know, they survived very fortunately there in the first half, not giving up an extra touchdown on that fumble. But Centennial's right down their throat again here in the third quarter.
Wow. Again, we've just started the third quarter. We're tied at 14. The Golden Hawks, 2nd and goal from the 8. Manning looks back over to the sidelines, has 2 receivers split way out, and one of them is Jackson Santiago, the tall sophomore. Will they go to him? No, Manning wants to run it in himself. Oh, and he's hit hard at the line of scrimmage. He stood up. Boom, the ball's on the ground!
And the ball came loose.
Oh, goodness, and that was Santiago that was in the right place at the right time, and he fell down on it, boy. But the discombobulation is disconcerting right now for these Golden Hawk fans.
Yeah, you don't want to waste a golden opportunity here. That's the third fumble we've seen in this game. All of them have been recovered by the fumbling team. Well, except, I guess, the last one at the half. That's the 4th fumble now. All right. So, pretty much half to throw in this situation.
Drops back, takes a look, flushes out of the pocket, thinks he has room, doesn't, tosses it, and it's a touchdown! Santiago!
Complete for the touchdown.
Great job by Manning of buying time in the pocket but continuing to look downfield, and then his receiver worked into the end zone there for the touchdown. Excellent work by an experienced group that's worked together before in the past, you know?
And you took the words right out of my brain, or whatever, you know what I mean, because Coach Sharton was getting on his defense right now, and he was giving the hand motions like, I told you exactly what was going to happen, because, Rich, they've worked together. The Centennial offense has been together so long, they know what each other are going to do. So now Coach Sharton is livid. He is meeting his defense out on the field to have a word with them, and he is not happy. Touchdown, Golden Hawks.
So Centennial did to Redwood what Redwood did to Centennial to start the game. They went down there lickety-split, made some plays. Critical 3rd down and goal from the 10 to get that touchdown off of the scramble drill. Real impressive.
So Santiago recovers the fumble that would have killed the drive if he didn't. And then Coach Sterrett says, you know what, thank you, son. Here's your touchdown. Boom.
In other news, we got an upset alert. West High 27, Shafter 20. So big score there. 20-0 at the half, Highland over Arvin. And then another big score here. Frontier 53, Arroyo Grande 13. I think Frontier's for real. You know, they were the surprise team last year, going 4-1 and coming within a heartbeat of beating Liberty. So Chris Bandy's really got that program back in track.
We called that.
Estrada kicking off.
At halftime, it was 15-6, South over Independence. But that was a while ago. Rick Van Horn giving us that score. So here we go. Big boot taken at the 3-yard line for the Rangers. Nice job by the kicking team for the Golden Hawks. And
Carson Everett on the kickoff return.
about the 25-yard line, actually, is where he made it to. So Now we'll see this Redwood Rangers offense that had a really, really good first half. We don't have stats in front of us, but, I mean, Carson Everett, if he didn't average 10 yards a carry, it had to be right at it, right around it.
I've got to think he's got about 120, 130 yards in this game after just one half.
Okay, so Coach Sharton not pleased with his defense on that first drive, but he's got this potent offense. Quarterback Francisco Alvarez had a nice first half, but the big interception towards the end of the first half cost them dearly. And now he's behind center and the I formation behind him. Christian Daniel starts in motion, tucks in. They give it to the fullback, and it's one of the big guys. And how about this? Again, Coach, a 15-yard gain on first down.
That's the third time they've run that trap play. First time it's been really successful for him, but that's, again, great call. Everybody's looking at the tailback to get the ball. And if you watch that Centennial defense, they've got everybody within 7 yards of the line of scrimmage. They've tightened down on the receivers. We haven't seen Redwood throw one of those bubble quick screens since the first quarter.
Ashton Ibarra, haven't called his name a lot tonight. He's split way out to the left. Jersey number 1, 6'2", 200-pounder, way out there to the left. 1st and 10. They stay on the ground. Again, it's going to be the speedster who's had a phenomenal first football game in this 21 season, and that's Carson Everett. Low to the ground, but he packs a wall up extremely fast.
Very smart runner, too. Again, follows his blocks very well, understands the blocking schemes, where the holes are likely to be, but has the vision when they're not there to make the cut to where the opening is.
Kevin Willey, our director, producer tonight to my left, Rich Cornford to my right. I'm Vance Palm. You're watching Kern High Network. We're at Centennial High School. Man, we've got a great, great football game here. The Golden Hawks up by a touchdown with 6 to go here in the third quarter. Again, they go right to the big fella, but one of the Golden Hawk big fellas meets him. That's Mason DeLeon meeting Ty Potts. Some big boys right there running into each other.
Solid play for Redwood, though, on first down. Picked up about 3.5 yards. So 2nd and 6, 2nd and 7. You're right on task where you want to be.
Yeah, I see Kevin Sharton right now running the ball quite often, Coach.
That's the strength of this team. You've got a great offensive line. You've got a really good tailback. You've got a quarterback that throws the short ball well, but has struggled going down the field.
Behind center, Alvarez. Fumble, ball's on the ground, fumble! Golden Hawks pick it up, no question about it. The officials on it, and they say yes. Kevin Moana. So how about this, Kern County?
Great start of the half for the Centennial Golden Hawks. If they can put a score in here, they're going to put a lot of pressure on a Redwood team that does not throw the ball down the field very well. Let's see if, a lot of times a team after a turnover, they do what's called sudden change. They immediately attack deep, trying for a home run with the emotion and enthusiasm on their side. So see if Starrett does that or if he goes more conservative.
Okay. They stay on the ground. It's going to be Flores. Flores gets tackled at about the 47-yard line. So it'll be 2nd down and about 7. So
Michael Hutchings on the tackle there did a good job from his outside linebacker spot of turning that ball in and getting it for a short gain.
Crucial turnovers for a very well-coached team in these Redwood Rangers. Some big ones. And now under 5 to go in this third quarter, and Coach Starrett is holding all the cards for a while at least. They want to go long again. They toss it up. He's got his man open. Oh, he just got twisted around. Ruth was running to his inside and then turned around and tried to come back to the outside. And they've had great communication tonight, just not that time.
I think that's a throw. Manning's got to put a little more air under it, allow the receiver to adjust, because the DB's back was to the ball. He's not going to be able to adjust as well as your receiver to that. But
yeah, that's true. Kenny Jones was turned around, and that would have been close to a knockout punch. Wow.
Interesting call here. 3rd and 7, ball's just past midfield.
Yeah, you'd like to get at least 5. Manning wants to throw, steps up into the pocket, and he'll get maybe 5, maybe 6, maybe 7.
Manning on the
If the umpire spots it, it's a first. If the side judge does, it'll be 4th and short. They're going with the side judge.
It's 4th and inches. Boy.
I think they'll probably ask for a measurement because this is very close. We're right down the line from it here.
That ball is right below us. I mean, literally just straight down the line. And I thought, and I don't want to sound like a homer, Rich, I really thought that his momentum, the momentum from the tackle, the momentum from the hit pushed it up a little bit further than where they've got the ball. It looked because he was tackled from behind. And I thought his momentum caught him, and I think some moms and aunts and grandmas below believe the same thing. But from where I'm standing, it doesn't look like the chains are going to make a difference here. But it'll be 4th and half a foot. From right here, they don't need to measure it. He doesn't have it.
Yeah, and then I would expect the same play Centennial scored on there at the goal line, quarterback sneak. If I'm Redwood, I'm putting a couple guys in the A-gaps to try and prevent that.
Well, one thing about this measurement, it gets the Centennial offense a chance to kind of, oh, gosh, I don't know if it was that far, but wow.
That's a full yard.
That was a lot further away than what we thought. So, nevertheless, it's 4th down. And
might need to have my prescription changed.
I'm thinking it was a 1st down. They're saying it was a yard and a half short. So, Golden Hawks had a chance to rest and put something together, and Redwood gets a chance to dig in. Here's a big play right here with 4:11 in the third quarter.
Manning's going to jump under center and quarterback sneak it.
And he gets it. 1st down, Centennial.
Manning on the keeper.
Coach, you know better than anybody. There are times when...
Yeah, don't outsmart yourself.
You said when you make it simple, you just go.
They played with one nose guard. Manning can go either way. He's an experienced quarterback. He's got a good offensive line, a center, Wyatt Freeman, who's very experienced. Great call.
Okay. 1st and 10, under 4 to go here in this third quarter. Moving along at a brisk pace, 21-14. Centennial up by a touchdown. Manning in the shotgun in motion. He's got Ruth. Oh, that's a nice play right there by by House and P.J. Myers.
Tristan Flores on the carry.
House coming up from his safety spot there. He wasn't playing very deep, but he sees that motion coming to him. Nobody blocked him. He stepped up, tackled it for a yard loss. We've seen him do that a couple times now.
Brings up 2nd and 11. We're under 3 minutes to go here in this third quarter. The Golden Hawks would very, very much like to put this in the end zone and get some separation. Ruth in motion. They fake it to Ruth. Throw across the middle. It's Fimple. Fimple with the catch. Fimple to the corner. Touchdown again. Oh, where's the flag? Another dart by Manning to Fimple. And now flags after the touchdown. And I think that almost might even be a Golden Hawk player that might have said something to the Rangers for putting a late hit on Fimple in the end zone. Fimple caught it, took off, and then kind of slowly jogged in and then stepped over the end zone. And one of the Rangers popped him in the end zone. That's where I thought the flag would come from. Unnecessary roughness, but they didn't. But I think maybe one of the Golden Hawks didn't dig that very much. And the yellow flies, but the touchdown is absolutely on the board, 27-14.
Centennial continues to do a great job of getting their widest receivers, the receiver farthest to the left there. They get them matched up one-on-one with those corners, and they take the safety out of the play with either the route they run or the formation that they give them. And we've seen all their big plays have come when they've done that so far.
So Starrett talking to Jackson McDonald as if because McDonald had his hands up right now on the sideline like, what? I didn't say anything.
With an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty.
So this could be a big extra point here. It'll be a 35-yard kick.
Nicholas Elton.
Oh, I was going to say, Centennial's missing a tight end here. They don't have enough guys on the line of scrimmage.
And they
this
don't
might
even
end up being a 40-yard kick, or it's going to get blocked.
Or it's a beauty.
How about them apples?
The 10-player PAT.
Centennial 28.
Yeah, they got away with one there, only having 6 men on the line of scrimmage and not getting it blocked. If they'd had the rush on, I think, from the right side instead of the left, they probably would have got that.
How about this? The Golden Hawks, 2 touchdowns in the third quarter, and the complexion of this football game has changed dramatically from a tied ball game with a Redwood Rangers team who, based on appearances in their first drive of tonight, they looked unstoppable, literally unstoppable, and it's just been the stick-to-itiveness of this Centennial defense and the sharpshooting of Levi Manning to his receivers out there. This has just been a really, really nice display of well-rounded football by these Golden Hawks here in this Southwest Yosemite League. And Coach Starrett, if he can keep the pedal to the metal and pull out a win here tonight, he's going to send notice across the city. We're here, everybody. We are here.
This is a critical drive for the Rangers coming back because they are a run-oriented offense. And they can still run the ball in this situation. They don't have to get pass-happy. But if they don't put anything on the board this drive, it could be very tough on them.
Well, it goes to the main man, Carson Everett. What can he do with it? Everett looking to get outside. He's got that speed, stiff arms, and he gets shoved out of bounds. And a nice job out there. A good hustle by Estrada. So from the kicker to the returner. How's that for some athletes?
At the 35-yard line.
And Estrada's got a pretty good leg, but I think we see why they were squib kicking it early. They didn't want him to get a chance to return it like that.
Yeah, Everett gets it up to the 35-yard line. So if this is any indication of what you're going to see this season, we're happy for you. This is the Kern High Network. You're watching Kern High School District Live, exclusive coverage of high school athletics. Tonight it's football. Centennial Golden Hawks with a 28-14 lead over the Redwood Rangers. I'm Vance Palm with Rich Cornford to my right, Kevin Willey to my left. We are the Kern High Network, and here's Alvarez behind center, I formation. They want to throw, quick throw out to the near side here. And we haven't seen a lot of passes to Christian Daniel tonight. He's 6'4", 150, and they're finally getting him into the action.
Quick hitch route right there. Good timing on it. Picked up 5 on first down, so a very positive play.
2 minutes and counting left here in this third quarter. Never want to jinx anything, but it's been moving along pretty swiftly here in this third quarter.
Centennial's got an awful lot of guys up close to the line of scrimmage expecting the run.
And Everett gets it, gets strung out to the left side, and he's still on his feet, and man, he lowers the boom. Everett drops the shoulder and puts some serious muscle into Trenton Hernandez. Hernandez thinking, man, this guy is tough.
He does a really good job of running that power stretch play. They lead with the fullback there, and it looks like it's going to be inside, and then he just works it outside, is able to break contain. That's been probably their top play tonight, along with the counter tray.
And when you're running to your left, and then you've got your right shoulder you can use, and man, he just dropped it into Hernandez. Again, that's, 18 yards? And this young man is just gobbling up yards tonight. He's the lone back there with Alvarez. But this time they handed it right into the inside. It's Alex Perch.
21 is Alex Perch.
And Perch up to about the 35-yard line. So haven't seen Alex Perch all night, and all of a sudden he gets a 15-yard gain.
Nice little counter action there. Faking to the tailback, hand into the wing, coming with misdirection. Good drive here by Redwood. They're responding. This is what they need to do.
Under a minute.
Really looks a lot like the first drive of the game where everything was kind of clicking for him.
Well, we thought that would kind of be the MO here in this third quarter, but they coughed up the football and it cost them. Everybody packed in tight. They run again. This time it's Everett over to the near side, and they shove him out of bounds. Nice job there. Really good hustle out there by Jackson Santiago. Flag on the play, and I think that's going to be a hold. As they stretch this out, the coaching staff for Centennial was barking at the officials the whole run.
Yeah, and that could be an issue for Redwood if they're forced into 2nd and 20 here. Let's see what this call is.
Well, they bring over the side judge very quickly. Oh, they just want the football. Okay, I was going to say, why are they bringing him over? And it is a hold.
Holding penalty against Redwood.
As the play was unfolding right in front of us, coming right at us, Coach Sterrett and some of his coaching staff
It's a 10-yard
were
penalty.
certainly letting the
It'll be
officials
first
know.
and
So
20.
more than one guy saw it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I'm looking on the Redwood sideline for Marcus Garvey, and I don't see him over there. He's
right across from his coach at the 50-yard line.
Does he look like he could play?
I don't know, but he was just behind the coaches right there. I see him too.
He's going to be critical to that defense. They've struggled without him.
They want to throw, pump fake, try to go downfield, and that's going to be overthrown. Flag, and there's a lineman that's
Whoop, he didn't get the memo.
There's a lineman that's about 20 field. It's going to be illegal man downfield when you bump into the umpire and you're
he was open,
and you're 6 foot tall, 230 pounds.
Yeah, that not a tough call to make.
The umpire had to get out of the way because B.J. Wainwright was right in the middle of the passing play.
Illegal receiver downfield that has been.
Hey, you just want to go hit somebody. Coach is just looking to knock somebody down. What's the problem?
So Redwood has been averaging about 10 yards a carry here, so I wouldn't put it past them to still run the ball here as well as they've been doing it.
2nd and 20 from the 45.
And Garvey Correa's got his helmet off. I do see number 9 over there on the 40-yard line with his helmet off. Don't know what that really means, if anything, but he's not in. Looking for that speed game on the ground with Everett. And then Perch in motion right behind Alvarez. Play action. They put it in the hands of Howard. And a great play out there. What a nice tackle and a really, really nice job out there by Garrett Austin. Austin just did what he's supposed to do, stay where we were supposed to stay, and made a great tackle.
Yeah, he's a 3-year starter. You can see that there. He's the leader of their secondary. Just great instincts, great reaction it's 2nd and 20. We'll give him a 5-yard gain on that. Good open field tackle.
And that'll do it for the third quarter. We're going to take a short break. We will be back 28-14. Centennial up by 2 touchdowns, 1 quarter to go here on the Kern High Network.
We are these fields. We are these roots. We see the beauty in the everyday, with pride from where we came. We look ahead, to the places that pull us together, to the places that we call home. A new chapter begins now. Kern Schools Federal Credit Union is now Valley Strong Credit Union. Grow your possibilities. Visit valleystrong.com/grow to learn more.
Okay, everyone, welcome back. Vance Paul, Rich Cornford, Kevin Willey. This is a big, big fourth quarter for both teams. Can Centennial start off the season with a big win against Redwood on a 3rd and 15? Alvarez throws, gets popped as he unloads it by Moana.
For Christian Daniel.
Incomplete. And that'll bring up 4th and 15.
Moana's done a lot of damage over there from his linebacker spot. The pressure that he put on the throw there was great. Got a good hit on the quarterback. He's made several other plays tonight, so good linebacker play from number 1.
They're going to punt it. House back at his own 45.
Now, Centennial's been a little shaky tonight on punt return. We haven't actually seen one in a while, but typically a strength of theirs has been a little bit of a circus.
Estrada stands on the 7-yard line. High snap over House. He's got time if he needs it. He's got time. He can put it up if he wanted, and he does. Not bad. Got rid of it. But now what's going to happen? And that turns out pretty well. Pretty well.
Speaking of a circus, I mean, that's probably the best 3-yard net punt that you'll see. But that could have been disastrous for him if Centennial got the ball back at the 30.
For those of you young punters out there, I guess what you can glean from that is he didn't panic. Did not panic. He knew he had some space, knew he had some time. The snap was so bad and so long that it created some space that he didn't have to dive on it. Turned around, took his time, calmly booted a 3-yard punt. Well, net 3, you're right. Boy, if you're the Golden Hawks right now and Coach Richard Sterrett with 11:41 to go here in this fourth quarter, you've got to be feeling very confident that you can close the deal now. They start off on the ground. Tristan Flores. Flores gains about 4 yards.
Tristan Flores on the carry.
Yeah, still no Garvey in there at linebacker. So that certainly has affected the Redwood defense. But Centennial's offense, give them credit. They're getting the matchups they want, and they're making the throws when they get those matchups.
Yeah, now if you're Coach Sharton, it's just starting to get painful. Now you're down 2 touchdowns, and you know that Coach Sterrett's just going to take his time.
Yeah, they'll milk this clock down to the last 5 seconds or so.
Again, they go with Flores.
Flores again on the carry.
And he's wrestled down. Line of scrimmage, doesn't get anything. It'll be 3rd and 7.
Now this is where Manning's at his best, though. I mean, he's really dangerous with his ability to move, his ability to understand what his receivers are doing, and them just being on the same page. He's made several huge plays on 3rd down.
Trenton Hernandez down here, Coach, and he's also got Tristan Flores down here right below us.
As a defense here, I think I'd send a 5th or 6th guy after him here. Don't give him any escape lanes and hit him quick.
Manning can escape. He's got it. Tries to and won't get out this time. Or will he? Or will he? Oh!
Wow.
And now let's look at the ball placement. Boy, he fooled me. And the line judge here is saying 1st down, I think.
That's magical.
That is a 1st down. Move it. Oh, he got me even. I thought he was finished back there. Made a couple of big moves.
1st and 10.
Picks up the 1st down, and now we're under 10 minutes to go. That might be the play of the game right there.
Yeah, just the time that takes off the clock now with the added 1st down, and then just the demoralizing effect when you're Redwood and you think, we finally got this guy. But you didn't.
Hands the ball off to Flores. Flores cutting up field. All of a sudden, how about this? Tristan Flores with a huge run to the 37-yard line. How about that? A 15-yarder right after the big 1st down by Manning. And, boy, the Golden Hawks starting to put together a really, really fine 4 quarters here, Coach. Had a couple of miscues here and there, but other than that, they have just looked so strong.
Yeah, again, no hurry now. They don't huddle. I don't think they'll ever huddle under Sterrett. But they're taking their time, looking at the defense, making the call, getting the snap off in the last 5 seconds of the clock. Great clock management here by the Golden Hawks.
Right up the middle of the football field. Oh, a couple of big pops there. Again, they went with this time Jackson McDonald. He took a big hit out there by Bernie Santos.
That was Jackson McDonald on the carry. Picking up 1 yard. 2nd and 9 from the 36.
So the Redwood crowd traveled well. Fill up about half the stands. And their team started off with a bang. Just cruised down the field and scored quickly. But this Golden Hawks team has answered 21 straight points as we see Kyler Ruth cutting back up the field, and Ruth gets brought down at the 8-yard line. Oh, boy.
Boy, what a great cut by Tyler Ruth over there. Looked like he was just going to glide out of bounds, put that right foot in the ground, and got about 20 extra yards. Centennial really showing some killer instinct here.
Well,
It'll be first and goal.
If they get in here, it'll be 28 straight points. Serving notice to the SWIL that Richard Sterrett and his Golden Hawks have arrived.
Right here, any points are great points. You just don't want to turn the ball over.
They're going to hand it to McDonald. McDonald battles his way down. Still not down yet, and you've got a Redwood Rangers team now that might not be playing with the most intensity towards the back part of this fourth quarter. Looks like a lot of guys are standing straight up.
Yeah, conditioning, in the first game of the year really becomes a factor. And Centennial has possessed the ball most of this third and then fourth quarter. And that defense been on the field a lot.
So if you're a Golden Hawk fan, very pleased with what you see here tonight. Six minutes and 40 seconds remaining here in this fourth quarter. And they hand the ball off to Tristan Flores. Touchdown, Golden Hawks.
Wow, great drive by the Golden Hawks. And again, the key play on that drive was Manning refusing to give up on the play there on 3rd and 7, scrambling for a first down. They can keep it, run another 3 minutes off the clock, and then score a touchdown. So it's going to be awful tough for Redwood with the style of offense that they have, where their strengths are, to come back now.
If you've been with us from the kickoff of this football game and watched the whole thing, you know what Rich and I are talking about when we saw that Redwood offense start the game. And then the Golden Hawks, as we see this PAT go through.
Centennial 35.
Thought to yourself, uh-oh, Centennial's in for a long, long night. And at times, they should have been, with Carson Everett averaging, now I will go ahead and say it, double digits every carry. And we have a mysterious disappearance of Marcus Garvey Correa, who plays a huge role in this Redwood football team. He's not been seen the entire second half. And then you match that up with the fact that Coach Sterrett and his coaching staff have just capitalized on turnovers and put together just a great game plan, Coach.
Well, you nailed it. They capitalized on turnovers. Redwood's self-inflicted wounds have killed them because they've moved the ball well, especially their running game has been phenomenal. You got to say their linemen get an A+ tonight, and their running back does too. But yet, Centennial bends a little bit, but creates turnovers, which is something that they did very well last year as well. They created a ton of turnovers, and that comes down to you coach it. So good job by the coaches of teaching these kids strip drills and tip drills and all that.
It's a good Redwood football team.
Yeah, this is a very good Redwood football team, and I think we'll see them when the playoffs come around do some damage.
Okay, Estrada will kick with 6:33 remaining here in the fourth quarter. It's a long one. So they'll take it on a 1st and 10.
That's a touchback.
California, as soon as that ball breaks the plane of the goal line, it is a touchback.
Ball will come out to the 20-yard line.
Much to the chagrin of Carson Everett.
Next week, let me see what we got going here. Next week, August 27th, Golden Valley at North High School. The legendary, incomparable Mark Heffernan, one of the original voices of local sports, with Rick Van Horn and Kevin Willey. And then Shafter at Highland Kenny Calvin, Rich Cornford, and Julian Wilson will be at Highland for the Shafter Highland game. That's going to be an interesting game, especially, Coach Peruch will be smarting over tonight. And, he'll be boisterous and agitated with tonight.
Well, Coach Perucci's established himself as one of the top 2 or 3 coaches in town, created a great program out there in Shafter. And, man, they've won dozens of games here in the last 3 years. Haven't lost very many, but West High got them tonight, 27-20. So hats off to Derek Dunham and the West High Vikings for pulling that upset.
Again, next Friday night, Mark Heffernan and Rick Van Horn will be under the direction of Kevin Willey as they call the Golden Valley Bulldogs at North High School. North High School has been a presence the last few years. And then Kenny Calvin, Rich Cornford, and Julian Wilson will be at Highland for the Shafter Generals visiting the Upper East Side. And nice Friday night next Friday night.
Last score I got on Highland was they were up 20-0 on Arvin.
All right, 6.5 left here. Alvarez will drop back and throw. He tosses out to the far side. Intended for Ty Potts and complete.
It'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, you again, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that Redwood's strengths are running the ball and throwing things short. And now they're in a situation where they don't have the time to do that. Interesting, the playoffs are different this year. There's no Division I, Division II, Division III. The top 8 teams are going to go in one playoff bracket, teams 9 through 16 in the next playoff bracket, and then teams 17 to 24 in the third one. So, teams can struggle early but still have a great shot at a championship later on with that format.
2nd and 10. Alvarez again to throw. This time launches it out, has a man wide open. Goodness. And it's caught out there by Colby Howard.
Colby Howard.
And he's brought down out there by Estrada. But a long pass, a nice pass by Francisco Alvarez. Really the first long pass of the evening that he's completed.
Yeah, and as soon as I knock them for their lack of downfield passing game, they prove me wrong. So, well-executed play. And they've got some receivers that look like they can run, and that was good ball, good catch there.
First and 10, under 6. The ball is at the Golden Hawks 34-yard line. Howard in motion. Alvarez, they stay on the ground now. It's going to be Perch.
Alex Perch on the carry.
And they're starting to chop up some yards again, but a little too late here, I think.
Yeah, and if you're the Golden Hawks, you'll give them 5 yards because it's going to take 30 seconds. They're still in the huddle, you know. In and out of that huddle. You don't see too many teams huddle in this era.
2nd and 5.
Run up the middle, very close to a first down. A little bit short. I think it'll probably be 3rd and 1. That's Potts on the carry.
All right, interesting call here for Redwood. Do they work hard to get the first down, or do you maybe take a shot now and then assume that, hey, we can power the ball on them on 4th down? I think I might go for the shot right here. You just don't want to get sacked if you do decide to take a shot.
Yeah, and you never know what different coaching philosophies. Are they just kind of trying to get some reps in now and get ready for the next game and figure out what they can and can't do or what they want to try? We'll see. Well, how about Centennial saying, nah, we'll handle it, but they don't. So that's a nice play right there. Colby Howard, and got a Golden Hawk that's down, and Donnie Kessler's running out to him right away. Garrett Austin was the Golden Hawk in pursuit of Alvarez, and he is down and not moving much.
It looks like it might be a cramp, which would be best case scenario. Or got the wind knocked out of him. Either of those is okay because you're going to recover from that. But it does stop the clock for Redwood.
4:29 remaining here.
Officials timeout.
That was a great job by the Redwood quarterback of getting rid of the ball with somebody right in his face.
You've seen that before. Earlier in the football game, Alvarez on a screen play hung onto the ball, to the very, very last millisecond, took a big hit, but the play worked out perfectly.
So Jackson McDonald is limping off the field right now, too. So a couple Golden Hawks struggling with cramps, I think, here. And early in the season, it's not as hot as we're maybe used to it being, but, you get into the fourth quarter of a ball game, and if your hydration is a little bit off, man, especially a guy like Jackson who's been playing a little bit of both ways, it can sap you. So I don't think Redwood is just going to lie down here. They're going to do everything they can to win this game, but that clock is certainly an enemy of theirs right now. But I would say this is a great drive that they've put together, not trying to just get it all in one play, but they've mixed up the play action with the run game, run the fullback a little bit.
So Donnie Kessler out there still attending Garrett Austin. And the way they're working it, I think you're right, Coach. Just working that cramp out a little bit. Now Coach Alexander coming over.
Give him a little mustard. My brother works as a counselor at this school and just loves it.
Centennial?
Yeah. Matt Gwynn, the principal, is a great guy. I haven't met Matt, but my brother Tom brags about him all the time to me.
Wonderful cat.
Assistant principal Kerry Palacios, assistant principal Chris Sanchez, my good buddy Jacob Stubbe. Again, the Stubies helped build this school, basically. Watching Jacob and Andrew on the field, their dad, Jan, incredible head coach, both here and at Shafter before that. Athletics director Tom Haskell is another good friend of mine, and activities director Jana Chapman. So great administrative staff over here at Centennial. You see the student section here, how fired up they are, and that's really the strength of what football can do for a school. It gets everybody going. You got a great volleyball team, too, and you get the football team at those volleyball games. The atmosphere is just unbelievable.
That's Stephon Carter, the all-time leading scorer in Cal State University Bakersfield history, is now the head basketball coach for the Golden Hawks. And if nothing else, the immortal Bo Redstone works on this campus. There you go. How about a pitch out here and go ahead and give it to Everett. Let him do what he does. Everett, one quick move and he's in. And I know what you're thinking, everybody. Flag at the end of the play. Flag at the end of the play. But I think the touchdown is going to count. I'm not sure you're all thinking, why did they do that all night? Well, they have been.
Yeah.
But it just hasn't added up at the right times. And now we have another player down here. So for a game, I did it, Kevin. I jinxed it. I know. For a game that was just swimming along, I had to say something, and Kevin just kind of twitched.
Should have known to knock on wood.
There you go, Vance. I'll never forget one time we were doing a TV special over at Sam Lynn Ballpark, and it was kind of just like a television magazine we were doing over there, doing a special at Sam Lynn, and I was there up in the announcer's booth. We had our cameraman with us and work. I don't know if he was you or maybe one of your colleagues that were with us, and we were doing a special feature that night on Sam Lynn and what it meant to the community. And and I'm up there talking, and I just innocently said, because it was just like first inning, second inning, third inning, fourth inning. It was just going along. It was just moving. And we were off camera for a second, and I said something to the effect of, man, this game is going fast. Well, Mike Kushine, the announcer for the Blaze, who does all the Cal State work and the volleyball, he does a lot of Cal State work, and he does the show Do the Math. And then he looks over at Tim Wheeler. Tim Wheeler's been like the one and only scorekeeper there forever. Tim's 94 years old. And both of them looked at each other and looked at me, and I cannot repeat what they said, nor will I repeat the gesture they gave me.
I was there for that.
Was that you and I? We did a special thing called the Fifth Wheeler, and we were doing this show, and Tim's last name was Wheeler, so we were doing this thing, and I said, man, this game's going quick. And you could have heard a pin drop in there until they let me know. How. And so, as God is my witness, we finished our show and wrapped it up, and that game went for like 15 innings, and I was long gone. I was home, and that game was still going on. And needless to say, you're never supposed to jinx it by saying things are going smooth. But, man, that third quarter went quick, Kevin.
Yeah, don't Don't mess with baseballers and their superstitions.
Yeah. Here's the PAT. Unblocked. Blocked, but it still got through. It was nicked. And it was a shaky snap, a scary hold, a low bullet. It was deflected and still made it through the upright. So 14-point difference. 4:12 left on the scoreboard. We've seen much stranger things happen in 4 minutes and 12 seconds. But the way that the Golden Hawks have played tonight, just such sound football, you couldn't prognosticate that they would really do something that reckless.
Well, it's interesting. How much time have you had to work on your hands team here? If you've only given it 1 or 2 reps, well, yikes, because this going to come down to that right here. They're down 2 scores with 4 minutes to go. I'm thinking that they're going to onside kick this. So if I'm Centennial, I certainly have my hand teams in there. And again, we have Kevin Moana is struggling with cramps for Centennial. So that's 3 critical Centennial players all working out the cramp bug here. If he's on the hands team and you got to go to a backup guy there, again, that stuff comes back to haunt you.
Yeah, he just tried again, and the coaching staff said, nope, stay down. He's got it. You can see it. So he's going to have a seat.
If anybody watched the Texas versus Texas Tech game last year, you realize with this much time on the clock, it's not over.
So Coach Sharton and his Rangers not out of it.
We did have a personal foul penalty against Redwood.
Now that's a big penalty.
Touchdown.
Because even if they recover this, that forces them to go a whole lot further with their style of offense and a lot more time off the clock.
Right. I was waxing eloquence with my Bakersfield Blaze story and forgot all about the fact that there was a flag at the end and it was on a Ranger. So now the optics are just so much more clear now that they kick off from the 25. So true, they have to go a lot further, but they still want that ball. So we'll see what happens.
See a whole bunch of wide receivers out there for the Golden Hawks, people with good hands, because you never know where this ball is going to go.
Santiago, McDonald is up there.
Interesting that he's going to have somebody hold it for him.
But it fell off twice.
Kind of makes me think he's kicking it down the field, though. I've never seen an onside kick with somebody holding it.
You're right, Coach. He's got to pick it up, that's for sure.
Just take what they give you, though. Don't do anything real risky.
Yeah, that's nice.
That's a
good
job.
job. Really smart play out there. Tanner Forbes says, I'm out of here.
Taking the kickoff, Tanner Forbes.
Yeah, kind of a dead giveaway with the guy holding on to the ball there, But, again, good job by Centennial getting the ball out to the 33. Now Redwood's got to say, hey, 3 and out. Okay, if it's not a 3 and out, I think they're toast.
1st and 10.
So from a defensive standpoint, if I'm the Redwood D coordinator, I'm going cover 0. I'm tightening up on all the receivers, daring them to throw. Because if they throw, they might go incomplete, which is like a timeout for me. But I'm not going to let them run the ball on me. I'd have everybody up within 5 or 6 yards of the line of scrimmage.
A hard count given right away by Manning, trying to get an easy 5 here. 4:07 left here in this fourth quarter. They start off with an inside pitch to Ruth. I think it's Ruth. And it is. So Tyler Ruth had a nice evening tonight. Really nice football game.
Yeah, we've seen Centennial has been running the ball better this half than they did. And this is a critical time. When you're trying to put a game away, you better be able to run the ball and pick up a few first downs.
43-yard line, 1st and 10.
Well, that's big. Clock now just starting to race if you're on the Redwood side of the football.
And they're probably going to start using their timeouts when it gets to under 3 minutes.
You wonder if they will, or they just kind of lick their wounds and say, let's get on that bus. I'm not saying they're quitting, just saying they might just say, a long season ahead of us. That's nice right there. What a nice run. A good strong one by Tristan Flores. He's brought down out there. Another big hit by Bernie Santos.
Yeah, but a 5-yard gain for the Golden Hawks, that's money in the bank right there. Just churning it out, watching that clock tick down.
Different philosophies. Coach Sharton may be thinking along the lines of, hey, it's been a long, long time since we've played, done some good things, take our lumps, made some mistakes, paid the price, and a long ride back tonight. We're at 2.5 left, and we're down 14. We'll see. Again, it's Ruth faking it, and then they hand the ball off to Jonathan Boyd, so Boyd gets in on the action. That'll make it 3rd and 6. They lost a yard there.
Jonathan Boyd on the carry.
Well, they gave him a pretty favorable spot there.
Wow.
I don't know if it's reflected in the down marker or not, but where the ball is posted was pretty good. Now, that situation for your running backs here, they got to understand where the game is too. This is not where you want to fight for that extra yard or two.
Right.
Protect the football. This game is all about the ball. Protect it, keep it high and tight, get the yards they give you, and then don't be stretching the ball out for first downs or an extra yard here or there. Just keep it in your possession.
Well, as I see some of the assistant coaches from the Rangers climbing down the stairs and heading downfield, I don't know that we'll see timeouts taken by the Rangers, but Coach Starrett has taken one more than anything to get it together here on a 3rd and 6. Again, a reminder that next Friday night, we've got 2 games for you. One of them will be at Highland High School, and it'll be Rich Cornford, the gentleman to my right, Kenny Calvin, my longtime partner at Bakersfield College, and he's working the other game tonight for the Kern High Network, and Julian Wilson. They'll be over at Highland for the Highland Shafter game. That's going to be a superb football game. And then director-producer Kevin Willey, he's bringing along his 2 stars, Rick Van Horn and the legendary Mark Heffernan, and they will be at North High with Golden Valley. So both games, you guys are all going to be over in the northern eastern part of the city. Why don't you guys get together and have some tacos before the game?
Oh, hey, I've never passed on a taco in my life.
I'll tell Van Horn to pay. All right, 3rd and 6 from the shotgun. Looks like a running play to me. But Starrett just yelled something in, and they go ahead and hand the ball off to Flores. Flores looking for the first down, and he gets it. And he gets it. First down, Golden Hawks.
And apparently has picked up the first down.
That may put a bow on things here. So, Coach, your final thoughts for this football game tonight?
Well, I think we saw 2 really good teams, and I think what we had said earlier, it's not sometimes what you do well, but what you do poorly. And Redwood protected the ball poorly tonight. That was the difference in the game. Centennial took advantage of it, did a good job of finding some open receivers for some big plays. And you think back to the couple plays right at the end of the first half, getting that interception and then getting points on the board. And then the play by Manning here where he scrambled for that first down. I'd say those were probably the 2 biggest plays in this game.
Coach, you just read off some names. I'll do it one more time. Thank you to Centennial High School Principal Matt Gwynn, the assistant principals, Carrie Palacios, assistant principal Chris Sanchez, the Dean of Students, Jacob Stubbe, Athletics Director Tom Haskell, Activities Director Jana Chapman. Thank you so much. And, of course, thanks to Stan Green and everybody at the Kern High School District, all of our superintendents, and our sponsors at Valley Strong Credit Union for allowing us to put on this great event. How about this? What a big, big win for head coach Richard Starrett and the Centennial Golden Hawks. What a big win, 35-21.
No one should go onto the field.
That is a very, very big win for all of us here at the Kern High School District and the Kern High Network. We appreciate you being with us tonight. What a great one. What a fun one. Catch us next week for Coach Cornford and Kevin Willey. I'm Vance Palm saying good night and God bless.